Yes, that's right. Patroncast number 38 is underway. Welcome back, everybody. Here we are on our May 2017 Patroncast. Another month of RHAP is in the books, and basically another month of our lives is also in the books, but a lot to talk through as we are closing the books on Game Changers, opening up summer 2017, and I'm sure what will be a very exciting patron cast once again. I know the phone lines are lit tonight. We've got 11 people on hold right now. It was certainly a busy month. This month we went to Toronto, had a great event up there with our Canadian friends. I'm sure we'll hear from a lot of them here tonight. And of course, had a very busy week with the Survivor finale. Got to go out there and do interviews on the red carpet as well. And now we have a little bit of a lull in terms of shows that we're covering, but I don't think we're going to have much of a break in terms of the content that's coming up. RHAP 2K is on the way. Our 2000th episode is probably in the hopper for like Tuesday or Wednesday coming up next week. So we're going through some of your favorite moments right now, working on that list of things. So if you have anything in particular that you want to make sure we hit, feel free to mention that here on the Patroncast. And of course, we are taking your calls, 1-857-232-0157, and then use that conference number. And then if you want to join this Google Hangout, again, make sure you know what you're doing before you join this Google Hangout. But if that's what you want to do, you can hop on. Ideally, you will mute yourself. I just posted the link in the chat on robiswebsite.com/patroncast. And there we go. This probably is going to be the last month that we are going to go with the current password. I think I'm going to end up refreshing the password going into next month. And what I like to do is just sort of, keep there to be some turnover from somebody who has the password from a while, is no longer a patron. Try to keep everybody honest out there. And then I will send you guys an email out with the new password coming up for next month. I'm not sure exactly what it should be, but if you have an idea for a new password, right now, the password being malarkey is, that's going back from Survivor Co. Wrong. And I feel like that we're overdue on that front anyway, but I feel like it's also a good idea.
It sounds like a bunch of malarkey to me.
Still a great quote, Michelle. So thank you very, very much for that. I appreciate that.
Bro, I know.
I know you do. Okay. So we will get into our calls. We'll get into people on the Hangout. A lot of stuff to get on. Also, thought we had a great podcast with Aubrey over the weekend. She came by here on Saturday. Thought we had a really nice chat about everything. That was a tricky podcast for me to do in terms of like, what are we going to cover? Because we had so much stuff going on over the course of her Survivor career with Aubrey. So I thought that came out.
Chat about everything.
That was Scott. Not you. That new Scott. New Scott.
We had so much stuff.
Yeah, gotta mute, and headphones also are ideal for the Hangout. Okay, sorry about that technical issue there, everybody. All right, let's go ahead and bring in our first caller. He is a man by many names. Please welcome in the great John Densford, who's watching Big Brother 13. John, how are you?
I am doing well. I'm slowly but surely sinking into BB13.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if I'm going to make it out.
John, am I crazy, or did you just post in the patron group that you were watching Big Brother 12?
Well, what had happened was I went back and I watched the first 4 seasons of BB Can.
Yes.
Over like the holiday break. And then I started to watch, and then I watched BB 11, and then I haven't seen 12, 13, and 14.
Mm-hmm.
So I started BB 12 in January, and then I just got sidetracked, and I just now picked it up, over the weekend and finished it.
All right, here wow. Okay. Nailed it.
Yeah, I'm a pretty good binger, so I usually can get through stuff pretty quick.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. I used to have my Zeke I Can Binge Baby clip, but I can't find where that is. I think that must have gotten rotated out of the soundboard, but that should come back. I should bring that back. Okay. So John, what's going on? What's your question?
Well, I actually have written down 3 questions of my own and 1 from Kirsten because she can't call in.
Okay.
So I don't plan on, taking up all the time. So I'm just going to ask all 4 of them, and then you can just pick which one you want to answer while I'm on the phone. How about that?
Okay. So that all right, go ahead. So I have a choice? Is this that I have here's 4 questions and I can pick which one I get to answer, or this is like rapid fire?
Well, how about you try to answer them over the course of the call, but I don't want to be on the phone for 30 minutes while you talk through everything. I don't want to hog the time.
All right, go for it.
Okay. Number 1, obviously, I'm sure somebody else will ask this, but who was the former player at the after party of the finale who got all up in your grill?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 2, you had mentioned that for the finale, you got to watch it in advance because you were doing the red carpet.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that Josh and Steven get to see the episodes a little bit early so that they can do their blogs and, other stuff that they have to do. Does that influence the way that you do the shows or podcast or anything like that? Kind of just your general, how you deal with stuff like that.
That I'm at a
day-to-day
information
basis.
disadvantage often on the know-it-alls. Is that what you're asking?
Well, more that as well as if you happen to know stuff.
Yeah.
How you deal with being kind of not ahead of where your knowledge is.
Well, it's rare that I know anything before I'm doing a podcast, but I do feel like that sometimes it's I feel like Steven's seen the episode more than once. And this is sometimes he'll be really dead set. No. That's not how it happened. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to argue this point. I think that, sometimes I'm like, all right, I need to watch it again. I know that a lot was happening very fast. So sometimes Steven will be able to sort of flank me on a point. I'm like, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
But it's rare.
And then the last 2 are actually
in the case of on Tuesday, I was able to watch. I saw the finale on Tuesday, but I wasn't I didn't do a podcast in between Tuesday and Wednesday. I think that there's trying to think. I feel like I did. I recorded on Wednesday morning, but it wasn't about Survivor. So I'm rarely in the position, if ever, of having to record about something. I don't even like to listen to other, if I ever listen to another Survivor podcast or anything, I won't even do that until after I finish recording my stuff on Sundays. And then I usually don't talk about Survivor on Monday or Tuesday. And so I try to try to keep everything, where I don't make a mistake. That's really the best way to be able to do that. Say something that was somebody else's thought or anything that, happened out of order.
I feel like by the time you get done with the Bloomberg podcast, you're usually,
I'm pretty
much hit all the points anyway. Okay. So the last 2
fault
questions
of David
actually,
Bloomberg. Okay. Sorry.
What's that?
No, I said not, and no fault of David Bloomberg, not because of him.
Right. Okay. So the last 2 questions are kind of, I'm going to roll them into one because they're both about live shows. So outside of, the BB Can house guests just not showing up for the live show in Toronto, one, was it a success?
Yeah.
And do you plan on maybe making the Toronto trip a regular thing? And then second, what's the future of doing live shows? Are you going to ramp those up? Or I know we're going to potentially Salt Lake City for RHAPCon. What's the economics like that for you, and what's the future?
Okay. So just in terms of the Toronto trip, I did consider that to be a success. Certainly on the Survivor front, I enjoyed doing it in the hotel. The issue with the hotel was that it was, significantly more expensive to do the event in the hotel as opposed to the comedy club. Now, when I do a live show, there's like one of two ways that I could do it. Like where in the past, where like I did the show at Gotham Comedy Club and also at the Hollywood Improv here, like they sort of like booked me like as a comedian. And then I ended up having to like, they split the door with me, which I thought was really kind of messed up because I sold the tickets myself. Like they didn't do anything other than just like have a place. Whereas the deal I have with Caroline's is that I rent Caroline's like as if you were having like a party there. So I just pay them for the party and then I get to keep the money for the tickets. And then I end up, taking that in and then paying Steven out of what we make from those shows. The Toronto event was really great because we were able to have a bigger crowd. We had almost 400 people there, but the downside is that it was, more expensive to do it there because not only did we have to pay for the room, but we also had to pay for the people that worked at the room. We had to pay for the bartending. We had to pay for the person that took like the cashier at the cash bar. So there was a lot of like extras. We had to pay for the AV separate, we had to pay for the lighting package. So while we definitely took in more money, it was also more expensive. So what I'd like to do is like, I like the idea of doing it at a hotel, but like, I'd like to be able to, find a hotel where we could get a better deal. And also I'd like to increase the capacity for what we were doing. And so I had been, talking with Angie Kantz, who helps me with, a lot of the organization stuff that we're doing for these live shows. She, I said like, I'd love to do a show in New York for the fall, but I'd love to find a place where we can do it and sort of have a bigger head count and potentially, either offset the costs or do it in a way that was cheaper than how we were able to do the last one. And then, the room is expensive. And then, we had not a huge turnout for the Big Brother Canada show. It was about half of what we had for the Survivor show. So I'm not sure if necessarily if Big Brother Canada is enough of a draw to rent someplace to do a second show for Big Brother Canada. So we're sort of talking about different places to potentially do an event for the fall. Like I'd love to do another big one for New York, and then we're talking about some other spots. There was and she did some really interesting number crunching in terms of where the listeners are. She had pointed out a couple of spots on the map, and I will just wait to I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say necessarily because I don't want to put hope out there before I've talked to Steven about where he would potentially want to go. But she sort of identified, okay, there's a big pocket of people here. There's a big pocket of people here. There's a big pocket of people here. So we're trying to figure out where to go next. But I think that's sort of like the frontier that I'd like to try to push is sort of, because I don't want to, just, like I don't want to raise the ticket prices. I feel like it's already getting like it's an expensive ticket. But, then when we go to a different city that's not New York or LA, with Steven and I both have to fly in, we have to pay for hotels and stuff like that. So I'd like to try to find places where we could have a bigger head count.
That's surprising. I mean, to be honest with you, the ticket price to get in was, a drop in the bucket compared to the expense of the trip for me. And, for me, it's a destination no matter where you go. And so it's surprising that you want to make sure you go where at least a group of people are. Cause, you'd think somewhere like Vegas or Miami or, somewhere like that would get a draw kind of just as a general vacation spot.
That's interesting. I hadn't really been thinking about like that the show is the destination and then we can just wherever we go, people will travel to. We were sort of looking at it like where the listeners are as opposed to forcing people to travel to go to where they're. So, I mean, that's an interesting idea also. Just in terms of Salt Lake City, though, I know that was a little bit of like an off the grid location that was talked about. And I know in the off topic group between Drew and Lancelot, that was sort of like first pitch to us. But the attraction there is that Tyson is there and there's a lot of Utah survivors. Seems like a nice place to go. And so that's where, it's where I think we're just about ready to try and lock that in and to do a RHAPCon the last weekend in August coming up. So I don't know what the turnout is going to be. What's that? We changed it?
Oh, you changed it. Somebody said it was going to be in like mid to late July.
No, I just don't. I want to give people enough time to make plans. So we were looking at that's the week that Nicole is off, and for me, I feel like I want to do something with the boys, and like I feel like that we can go somewhere and we could visit. We could visit with Tyson and Rachel. We could do a live news AF. We can get there's a lot of survivors there. It seems like that there's a lot of stuff that we can potentially do. It's like a kind of like a central location. I mean, it literally is a central location, and we can do some stuff there. I don't know what the turnout is going to be, but it seems like that it would be a fun destination all the way around. So I'd say that that's written in erasable ink. Like I want to say it's like stronger than pencil, but not necessarily a pen. We haven't bought a plane ticket yet, or locked in a venue.
Not
but
invisible ink.
Yeah, not invisible ink, because I don't want to say it's going to disappear. But that's where we are right now with that. So I'm not sure.
And would it be just to clarify, would it be in Salt Lake City or would it be in like Park City or somewhere like that?
I think Park City was what, and again, I'm not sure if Lancelot is around tonight in the chat, but I think that's what they were talking about. That's where I think Tyson said everything is, and basically like the format of what we did on the RHAPCon Chicago was we had stuff in we had stuff like bar function on Friday night. We had panels during the day. I think I'd probably say like let's do sort of like a like maybe start off the day and do like a news AF in the morning, and then have like a survivor panel in the afternoon where we could let's see how many of the Utah survivors we can get out there. Tyson says that he thinks other people will come in from out of town potentially to hang out, and then something in the evening. So I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to be crazy, but it seems like a fun get together like we ended up doing in Chicago last summer.
Yeah, I think if you get enough people to come out to Utah, I think that's probably the rule prover there that your shows are the destination, and
yes,
people will come out.
Well, hey, nothing against Utah, Johnny D.
Oh, I have something against Utah. I don't. I mean, look, I'm only going because you guys are going.
Yes. Okay. Lancelot is in the chat. He says it's going to be in downtown Salt Lake City. So he says Utah is great, is what he says in the chat. So that's what's going on there. All right. So and then I guess the main attraction is everybody wants to know what's who's the survivor beef with me, right?
Yes.
Okay. I this turned into like a whole big thing. This was not my idea to try to I wasn't trying to like bait people with like, oh, this is a cliffhanger of who it was. But I got in there. There was definitely like an incident that happened on Wednesday night. I was really upset about it because it really was like a crappy thing to have happen. To me, it just really bummed me out. I had a long day on Thursday. I really didn't feel like getting into it again because it was something that had really been bothering me for that day. And the other thing I has been wrestling with is that everything about what we've done over the last 3 years with the Patreon is great. The patrons are amazing. I'm having more fun doing this than anything I've ever done. But one of the things that bums me out is there's a lot of leaks. We got a lot of leaks. So there's a lot of stuff that it makes it very hard for me to I get attacked on two fronts, or I get attacked on many fronts, but people will say oh, I feel like you pull your punches. You don't say this about this person. You don't say this about this person. But anything I inevitably say immediately somebody can't wait to be the bearer of bad news and be the messenger of like, hey, did you hear what Rob said about this person? You hear what Rob said about this person? So it's sort of a hard thing to do. So I've sort of been like reticent to talk about this because invariably, like, somebody's going to be, like where 99.9% of everybody is going to be great and is going to be cool and is going to respect what I had set out from the first patron cast of, hey, I'll continue to tell you guys stuff as long as you guys don't burn me. But, some people that feel like, that doesn't apply to them and will go ahead and just repost whatever I'm going to say. And what's really, crappy about the whole thing is that then, that this will, like, talking about this situation is only going to exacerbate the situation and inevitably make it worse for me the next time. But I really have, had a guiding principle with everything that I've done where I feel like that the reason why I do, why people seem to enjoy what I do is because I feel like that, it's like the Howard Stern rule of that even if it's going to get me in, and that's why I always talk about my marriage. I talk about my kids, that even though it's going to probably be have repercussions for me negatively, that I still want to always be real. And I still like always want to talk about, from a place of honesty of what's going on in my life. So I went to everything on Wednesday night. And I went to the bar function. And I usually have the best time at these things. I usually have such a great night. And I ended up, I went to the bar and I was talking to Anthony Robinson, who is a great guy. And I'm talking to Anthony Robinson and it's not Anthony Robinson. And right next to me, I look over and I have Will Sims standing right next to me. And I say to him, hey, Will, how's it going? And I go to shake his hand and he doesn't shake my hand. And I said, what's the matter? Like, you don't like me? And he says, no, I don't like you. And I said, okay. And I mean, it's like the Star Wars cantina. And I said, like, what? I mean, okay. I said, are you joking? Like, I thought maybe he's fooling around. He's like, no, I don't like you. And please forgive me for using the language that he's gonna use, but he's like, you talk shit about me and then you try to shake my hand. And I said, well, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I haven't said anything. Like, that was, your season was 2 years ago. I couldn't tell you the last time I'm talking about you on a podcast. Like, so he's like getting in my face and he's like, you talk shit about me and you don't say, and you tell me you don't, you want to go outside? You want to go outside? Like, he's like getting in my face. Like, we're gonna fight. And like, I wish I could say this was like a humorous anecdote, John. But he legitimately is like, you want to go outside? You want to fight? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what, and like, if this was somebody who legitimately had like a reason to be mad at me, if this was Ken last season, because I try so hard to be professional, I don't I feel like I know where the line is. I feel like I don't go over the line. Yeah. If this was like, even like somebody this season or like Troyzan or Brad is like, you know what? Like, hey man, screw you. Like I would, I would get it. I'd say, okay, whatever. But he's like in my face. Do you want to go outside? Do you want to fight? And I just walked away from him. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't like. And so I walked away from him, and then I walked over to another spot on the bar, like further down the bar, and I ended up, and I was standing there, and Rodney happened to be next to me at the bar, and I said like, hey, what's going on, Rodney? How you doing? He's like, where are you? You down in Texas? He's like, no, man, Florida, bro. And so I'm talking to him, and sure enough, a minute later, like a beeline, here comes Will Sims. You talking to him? And again, he's like, talking about how he's gonna fight me. He's gonna kick my ass. I'm like, look, I don't want anything to do with you. And so, like, I just walked away. But it was like a really terrible start to the night. And the whole night, like, here's this guy and he's like staring me down the whole night. And honestly, I couldn't tell you what I said or did to him or about him. I don't think that I ever personally attacked him. I mean, did I talk about the Shireen incident? Absolutely. I certainly did. Did I go over the line there? I can't imagine that I did. I mean, did I say he's a bully? I mean, I'm sure I definitely did, but I stand corrected now. I mean, I don't get what the issue is. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I apologize for laughing because I know it wasn't funny to you, but it's just like when a grown man, I mean, isn't he over 40 to come up to you and say, you want to take it outside? You want to fight? Like,
right.
That's like what,
he's a big guy.
Look,
I'm not going to say like, that's not like super intimidating. He's he's a huge guy. He's getting in my face. He's really angry. Like, he's not like jovial in any way. I mean, you saw it on the show with the Shireen thing, and he's yelling in my face, and it's just like it just really bummed me out of like what did I do to have to, now, like, do I have to, like, it just sucks to, like, I try to do a show for that for the most part I get positive feedback about, but I got to deal with people, like crazy people that could just anytime I'm at something with a survivor, it's like not just him, but it really like sort of like made me say like, oh, like any of these crazy people could come up to me. And I really, the only other time I've ever had anything that's like this, and it was with Skater Rob a long time ago, and that was before I even started podcasting. That was like that he was mad at me from stuff, but just the fact that, like, there's 500 of survivors, and most of them are somewhat well balanced after the show, but you have these people that I don't know why he's mad at me. I don't know what he thinks I said about him. Again, I don't know, that it could be complete hearsay. He may have not, either heard from a fan or heard from another survivor player. Hey, did you hear what this person said about you? I know that there was a bunch of stuff that like Survivor Oz said about him and his wife that was like really, terrible things. Does he think I am Survivor Oz? Is he confused with, one person said something on a podcast? So like, does he know me from any other podcaster? So it just really it just really bummed me out that like what, like, so what, like, do I just not go to anything anymore? Because and so it just like it was a really, I was coming off like a really like high, like I had a lot of fun at the red carpet. I thought it was a great night. I was looking forward to seeing everybody, and it's just like and again, I don't know how drunk he is. Like I really was afraid, like, if I turn my back to him, is he going to jump me? Is he going to break a bottle over my head? So it just made it like a place where, again, it's like, it's not something like, I didn't think this was a funny anecdote. It was something that really bothered me. And I was just so mad about the whole situation. It's just like, it was just something like and I would own it if I feel like that there was something I said or did about him. Like if I went over the line, like the only, like when they first announced the cast, I know Josh and I made fun of the, viral video star thing. I mean, is that what he's mad about? I don't know what I said or did. And again, somebody tell me, what was the last time I talked about Will Sims on a podcast?
Oh, I mean, I have absolutely no idea.
I'll tell you when it was. I'm sure I referenced it with the Jeff Varner thing. I'm sure I said like, well, we've seen ugly incidents in the past on Survivor, like Will and Shireen. I'm sure that I'm sure I referenced it there. But to talk, when was the last time I talked about him? And he was on the podcast. We did an exit interview, And he wasn't like, hey man, screw you. So I don't, is this something new that so it's just like, now I'm like, you got to think, like, rack my brain about why does a crazy person want to fight me? And it just like, it just was something that just like really bummed me out about, about everything. It's like,
Yeah.
What, and then I'll, and then I also like, will get, people will always hit me with, oh, Rob never says anything. He never says anything controversial. He never says anything. But then, I'm going to events and I got people that want to like, fist fight me. Like, is this like, I've gotten involved in like the rap game where I've got to like, pack heat to go to survivor functions. Cause I don't know what other survivors are going to come at me. So, that's just part of being the bad boy of podcasting, I guess, John.
Yeah, look, I think that it's a real thing. I mean, what you're talking about, it's about a game, but it really happened to people. And sometimes they have really negative emotions about it. And usually you get, a couple of bad mouth tweets and, stuff like that, some negative Reddit comments. But, for the most part, they kind of move on or they just disassociate like everybody else, like every other normal, healthy human being.
Right.
And I'm sorry that this happened to you because obviously, I know you say that you take a lot of criticism for, I guess, playing the middle, but I don't feel that way. I mean, I think that you just don't invest yourself in, worrying about the characters a whole lot, and you focus more on the strategic and the story.
I try not to take cheap shots at people if I can. Not to say that I never have, but I feel like I try to be fair, and I try not to take cheap shots. And so, this is just,
you don't need to.
I don't need to. But I'm so used to when we went to Toronto. And I know it's a different story. And, I know I'm in like a little bit of a bubble, but like I go to the RHAP events and everybody's so great. Everybody is, having a nice time. Nobody's telling me they're going to kill me. I like that. Call me crazy. It's just like, so. All right. Well,
Edmo told me he wanted to cash you outside.
Yeah. So who should take over the podcast when Will Sims kills me now? Because I was not supposed to talk about him ever again. Who? Mike Bloom?
Mike Bloom, absolutely.
Oh boy. Well, Mike Bloom's probably going to call him and play in this whole conversation now.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. That's the way you play the game, right?
Yeah. But but what was frustrating was that like he did not want to he didn't want to have a conversation about this. He wasn't interested to know.
He just wanted to be mad.
He just wanted to be mad and fight me. That's what he wanted to do. And he couldn't tell me what I said. He couldn't tell me when I said it. He couldn't tell me any of these things, which makes it very hard for, I guess I'm lucky that he just didn't come up and just start, beating the shit out of me.
Yeah.
He had at least courtesy to tell me he doesn't like me. So at least, I can, hide the next time I see him. But it's just like, it sucks. Like, what do I do that, I have to, that somebody has to come and kick my ass, that I talk about survivor strategy on a podcast, that, like, this isn't the news. This isn't anything real. Where I talk about a game show on a podcast. We have a few laughs, and that just it just.
Well, let's end it by just saying this. I think that it reflects people. When people are angry, it reflects more on how they're feeling about themselves than it does about the person saying something mean, or quote unquote saying something mean.
Yeah, and again, like. That I didn't want, like, I really debated whether I wanted to, I talk about this a lot of like, do I want to give oxygen to something? Do I want to engage in a feud with somebody? And the last thing I want is a feud with somebody that's like, a unstable person. And that's not.
Oh my God! What if Will goes on Russell's podcast?
Oh well, he should. That would be a good get for Russell, if they could get into that. But what are you gonna do, John? Okay. So I hope I don't
What can
come
you
off
do?
like too much of a baby talking about this. Again, this was not I really, it was not my first choice to get into this. I only brought it up because it was something that really was bothering me, because I didn't stay at the party for long. Like, I felt like I couldn't enjoy myself. I was really distracted when I was trying to talk to people there that night. So what are you going to do?
Wow.
Sorry, John.
Well, hey, let me change the subject on you.
Yeah.
So, two things. One, make sure to ask Edmo why he hates Suri,
Okay.
because he's the #1 Suri hater.
Boy, Edmo.
And then two, I have 3 suggestions for the new password.
Okay. Well, don't
One,
email me them, because
monster.
okay. Yes.
Okay.
Then people will try them all.
I'll email you.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll email you.
All right. Good job. Good job, John. Dendala. Did I ever say it right? Okay.
You did. You got it right.
All right. Thanks a lot, buddy. Talk to you later.
All right, buddy.
Okay.
Bye.
There you go. All right. There's John. I hope we can go on and talk about other things tonight. This is not my favorite thing to talk about here, but let me go ahead.
Edward.
Oh, here's Edmo. He's third.
Megan.
Here's Megan. All right, Megan, the calm before the Edmo.
Yes, I know. I beat Edmo. Apparently, this is something to be proud of.
Yes. It can be done. It can be done, but you got to be on the ball, ready to go. How you doing?
Yeah, no, I'm great. Been a patron since about mid-March.
Yes. Good job. Good job with that. What took you so long? Were you busy?
So yeah, I was studying for the bar exam.
Oh.
I've been doing that for a while.
Congratulations.
But I passed. I'm a lawyer now, so yeah.
Yes. Okay. Good. Congratulations to you, Megan, and welcome aboard. I'm just teasing about what took you so long. So congratulations on everything.
I know, but I actually did have an excuse, so.
Okay, that's good. That's good. All right. So Megan, what did you want to talk about?
Oh, hang on. Apparently Josh in the chat says I'm echoing. Hang on.
I'm not hearing that on my end, but okay. All right. So
Is that better?
yeah, I didn't hear it in the first place, but go ahead. Okay. Fight through it, Megan. Oh no, we might have lost her. We might have lost her now. You guys might have freaked her out. Okay. All right. Somehow we lost Megan. Maybe that was her connection going out. Okay. So that Megan, let me know when you're back in the chat, and then I'll put you back on. So let's bring in Edmo. Okay. Edmo.
Oh, Denver's gonna get a beating.
There's a lot of that going around. Okay. Here we go. Edmo, how you doing? What's going on? So what you don't like Suri?
All I said was in the hot takes thread that I did not want to see Suri win.
Okay.
And then that spiraled into this whole controversy.
And do you take it back?
No.
Okay. So.
And it wasn't her as a whole. It was just this season. I said I felt like she was the villain of the season.
Yeah. Okay. And do you want to see her play a 5th time?
Yeah, that's fine. I have no problem with her.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. All right. Well, so what was your question? Not to get too derailed with what Johnny D wanted you to talk about.
First, I want to have 2 separate things I want to talk about. I want to throw a buddy of mine under the bus.
Who is it?
Did you happen to see this Big Brother Canada mean tweets video?
Yes.
What did you think about the Karen segment?
When she read Kirsten's tweet?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, Karen is a fun personality. I thought that was pretty good. I like that she came and took Kirsten, that Kirsten McInnes, that slithering snake. I will break her Twitter. I will block her. There you go.
Yeah, she sent me the video. I was cracking up. I was like,
That is funny that
"Kirsten,
they
it
took
would
her
only
tweet.
happen to you."
That was funny. I did like that. So good job by Big Brother Canada. When did they film that? Right after the finale? They thought to do those mean tweets?
That's what it looked like because they had Dallas there and Cassandra there.
Mm-hmm. It's a funny idea. They did a good job. So kudos to Big Brother Canada again with that. Better than when Figgy did it during Survivor Millennials versus Gen X.
Well, that was self-made, so
Yeah,
that's a different issue altogether.
Yeah. So all right. Well, that was a good job there by Big Brother. Edmo, how you feeling about the Mets? You feel like they're gonna what they do tonight?
Last I checked, they were down 1-0.
Okay. Yeah, I've been distracted with the patron cast. All right. Well, we'll see. You feel good? You feel like they're going in the right direction?
They're going in a direction.
Yeah. All right. All right, Edmo. Anything else going on?
Yes. After your amazing podcast with Queen Aubrey, where's the podcast for the Queen of Big Brother Canada?
Who? Karen?
Ika.
That I've been so busy with the Survivor stuff, I have not had time to double back to the Big Brother stuff, but I will see if I can get my crack team working on tracking down Ika for like a Ika Dimitri's type thing. If that's possible. Sorry, I didn't mean to conjure up Paulie Calafiore by saying type thing there.
Kidwell, get on that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, he's a busy guy. He's busy. Okay. All right. So, Edmo. All right. Let me jump on. I got a lot of calls backed up that Johnny D ate up a lot of the time here tonight. We're 48 minutes in.
Damn
and
you,
we've answered
crap
two questions. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Megan is back on hold. Let me get her back on the line. Okay. All right, Edmo. Take care.
Okay.
Bye,
Later,
buddy.
Rob.
Okay, that's number one, Edmo. Okay. All right. Let's see. Megan, tell me again, what is your... Okay, let me see if this is Megan again.
Meg.
Okay, here's Megan. Megan, I'm sorry everybody psyched you out and made you hang up on yourself.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay.
I'm back now. That's
All right.
good.
Okay, Megan. So what is the good word? What's going on?
So I just wanted to ask a couple things.
Yes.
What were your thoughts on the Big Brother Canada finale? We haven't really gotten your thoughts yet.
Yeah, well, I talked about it during the exit interview. I thought that it was a really great season, but I thought that the finale was kind of so-so based on the ending. And again, I had been spoiled during the day. I'm friends with Kevin Martin on Facebook, and Kevin Martin's Facebook page said, "Hey, great news. Kevin evicted Dimitri's and went to the final two with Karen." So at that point,
Yeah, I saw that too.
So the only intrigue was Kevin versus Dimitri's, and really the only intrigue was going to be what is Big Brother going to do in terms of a competition? Because if it was going to be what we expected it to be, the LFC had really sort of sussed out like, Dimitri's has no chance in some sort of a trivia contest against Kevin. And then once you saw, oh, it's a trivia contest against Kevin, there was no way that you thought Dimitri. And the first time they had a different answer from one another, it's like, okay, well, Kevin is going to be right and Dimitri's is going to be wrong. And then from there, it was just like, was Karen going to get one vote or another? They should have just counted the votes at that point. It's like, I thought like at one point I had forgotten they didn't already count the votes. Like I thought when they were doing like montages and stuff like that and like all the great moments from the season, like I had gone downstairs to get dinner and I just assumed they would have counted the votes already. And then I came back, I was like, we still didn't get the votes yet. And then, so I just thought it was an anticlimactic finale. I think it was probably the worst Big Brother Canada finale in terms of entertainment, but overall, it was a great season.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Did you like the shot of JP in the crowd glancing to the heavens after Kevin won?
Yes, I mean, he was so excited, Jordan, to have Kevin go on to win. So, I'm extra like I look that I tried to not to play favorites this season, and I wouldn't say that Kevin is my favorite player to watch, but I've met Kevin in real life, and he's a really really nice guy. That I talked to him back in, and I hadn't really talked about this, that I talked to him back in the summer after, maybe I'm saying the summer, but I think it was probably like June of like 2 years ago. It's like right after his season. And so I had been talking with Jordan about getting him to podcast, and Kevin had gotten my number. Like Jordan had asked me, oh, can I give your number to Kevin? And so Kevin called me up one day, and it was like a Sunday afternoon. I was like running errands, and he was just like really like he was kind of like down and depressed. And he's like, I don't know what to do after. Like he's like, I think I might play All Stars one day, but like I don't, I don't know if it's really gonna happen. I think there's a good chance if they do it, but I don't know if they're ever gonna do it. I don't know what to do with my life. I was like, like just like, just figure out, just do something else. I feel like that I usually give people terrible advice, but I feel like I did a good job of you can't wait around. Like if it happens, it happens. What are you going to do? And then he went on to do really great stuff in terms of like playing poker online, and he's been very successful. I was actually surprised to see him come back, because my advice to people always tends to be like with the Andrea thing of like, hey, going on these shows is for people who don't have something else going on. These are the people that have nothing else to do going back on a show. And if you have something going on, like that's better. Like do that as opposed to like go to the roulette wheel and spin it and see what happens. So if you have something to do, if you have a good gig, don't give that up to go back on the show. So I was a little surprised to see Kevin do that, and I got a chance to hang out with him when we were in Reno over the summer, and that was really, and he was like, oh, like, hey, can we grab dinner when it's really, really great to see you. So I'm very happy for Kevin the person, even though he wasn't my favorite person to watch on my television.
Yeah, no, definitely, he seems like a really nice guy.
Yeah. And again, I think that, the people that killed Kevin, over the course of the season, I think he's a hard person to really come down on, and Karen, it was so cartoonish. But the thing about Kevin is that Kevin never says a bad word about anybody. He's not cocky. He's not arrogant. He's not you could kill him for he's boring, or, the people overrate him as a player. But Kevin himself is almost flawless in that he never speaks ill of anybody else. And I think that's a hard person to be super critical and attack.
Right.
Where Netta got it a lot this season. I'm sorry, Meg.
Yeah.
And where Netta got it a lot this season.
No, go ahead.
Because Netta was catty towards different people, or, people could point out, oh, look at Netta here. Look what she's doing. Oh, she's a bitch. See, look at what Netta, she's a hypocrite and stuff like that. Kevin, I mean, that he doesn't speak, poorly of anybody. He's always very polite. In Karen's mind, that made him a serial killer, but I mean that it's, Kevin, that he's just so well behaved for a reality person. You want to kill him for being boring, that's fine. But in terms of he never does anything. And again, if you want to get on him for the William stuff, if you feel like, oh, he took advantage of poor William, but he's never calling out William with oh, he's a stupid idiot. Look what I'm going to do to him. And, he just does what he does and says, hey, whatever it takes to win the game. But, he's not calling out anybody or talking bad about people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the last thing I want to talk about is I tweeted Adam Klein today.
Yes.
And told him that he should do a BB19 recap episode.
Yes.
And he liked the tweet. So I take that as confirmation that he is willing to do it.
I mean, Adam Klein went to the finale of Big Brother Canada. I think that he would talk about Big Brother US if we asked him to. And he didn't even have to leave his house. I think he would.
Yeah, I think so too. After I saw him at all the Niagara shenanigans, I was like, he'd definitely be down for that.
Look, this is the time of year when we're going to start trying to book up the Survivor stuff. We've been doing I have a lot of things in the hopper that I've been working on. I haven't I haven't filled you guys in on everything, but one of the things that you guys will see soon is, we've been shooting a lot of behind the scenes video, and we're going to have something to show you soon with that. But what you'll see when we show you the video is like what we did with the Survivor season. We had like a big board of like all these different people of potential guests and like putting things on there. If you have guests that you want to hear from for Big Brother, we got to try to figure out a way to capture all of those so we can start to book out the Big Brother season in terms of like, I know that, usually the names that come up are like random people who aren't on Twitter, who probably aren't watching the show, who we have no way to contact. But in terms of like people that are, available or around, that you'd like to hear on podcasts that we can reach out to, that we can get a hold of, definitely let us know. And it's a long season. What is it? 40 episodes of Big Brother in the summer. So we've got a lot of stuff
crazy.
We've got a lot of stuff to figure out. And I'm very excited about the return of Big Brother, Megan.
Yes, I am too. I'm actually excited, really excited for it this summer, ever since I became a patron and I'm more involved in the community.
Yes. Okay. Well,
I've just been more excited about it. So
it should be a lot of fun. And I know that people are all worked up that Julie Chen said on Twitter, this is going to be the most twist-filled summer. But she says that every year. That's all they know how to say. They don't know how to say anything. They're not going to ever come out and say, hey, Big Brother's coming back, and guess what? No twist this year. The twist is just like, ooh, fun. They don't know. They don't know from anything. I mean, what were the twists last year? Did they have a lot of twists last year? I guess they had they have care packages.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I can't even really remember.
They brought back 4 returning players. I mean, did they go crazy with the twists last summer? I don't really remember. So. Who knows? They do what they do.
I don't
They do what they do. They just say, "Oh, twists, fun, exciting." Even the twists they do. Oh, Battle of the Block. They stopped doing it after, or not Battle of the Block. Yeah. It's the takeovers. Oh, they did. They did it for 2 weeks. Well, Bob says in the chat, oh, they had 2 buybacks. Okay, whatever. I mean, that's Big Brother. That's what it is. What it is. They brought Victor back. We're gonna complain about that. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, Big Brother is what Big Brother is. All right. So
true. Big Brother is gonna Big Brother.
Big Brother is gonna Big Brother. That they're gonna say there's gonna be twists. That we don't have to get have a conniption every time they talk about twists on Big Brother. Like they're just gonna always say these things. Are they gonna reinvent the wheel? Probably not. Well, you never want to say definitely not, but Is it going to go back to Big Brother 2, Big Brother 3? Unlikely. That probably not. But it is what it is. Yeah. Big Brother. Hopefully we get some fun people.
Well, thank you so much for taking my question.
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Okay. All right. Let's take another question. I'm sorry, my worldview is like, but. I mean, that's you take what you get with Big Brother. We're going to have some highs. We're going to have some lows. Everybody's going to get worked up. Everybody's going to be mad. Everybody's going to be happy when somebody we don't like goes home. People are going to get mad on Twitter. They're going to get out of the house. They're going to all go crazy, and we'll have stuff to talk about. I mean, that's going to be basically the next 4 months of our lives.
John Kenny.
Okay. Here is John. Okay, let's try it. John Kenny.
Hey, Rob. How's it going? First time calling in.
Welcome aboard, John. How are you?
Thank you so much. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great. Okay. What's going on?
Awesome. Well, are you ready to talk some Survivor Game Changers?
Yes, go for it.
So I think one of the pervasive themes of this season was the overwhelming impact that threat level entering the game had on game strategy. We had that brief glorious moment where we thought there was a possible threat alliance, but otherwise it seemed like the gameplay was really tracking pre-game rep. And so I was thinking about ways to combat. I have an idea, a pitch, and I'm curious to hear.
Pitch away, John.
So this pitch was started by the fact that Brad and Troy famously were not selected for second chances.
Okay.
And of the 20 players, 12 of them had only played once before. Tony won, so he would not have been eligible. And you get to 11 and 9. So my pitch is that on these seasons, I get that they can't have 20 legends, but that the way to protect the legends, even in an all-star cast, is have the tribe levels be similar to levels to fans versus favorites, where even if one tribe is that is more interesting, that's better in the long run.
Okay, so and John, your call's breaking up a little bit, but I think I got what you're saying. You want to break the tribes up by threat level. I thought what you were going to say is that you wanted the season to be basically if the tribes were, say, 2-timers versus 3-timers, or I guess you could probably do in a 3-tribe, like 2-timers versus 3-timers versus 4-timers. I think that's both of those are interesting ideas.
Yeah, well, I think it almost tracks on to, and can you hear me okay now?
Yes.
I think 2-time versus multi-time in this season, plus Tony, works really well. So he's got Brad and Troyzan, who, didn't get chosen for second chances.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb, Medevac, classic second chance for survivor.
Yeah.
Ty and Zeke. So you're 5 men.
Okay. All right.
And you have Sierra.
Oh, it's
Haley,
hold on. So you're giving me the real tribe. Okay, say it one more time. Troy, Ty, Zeke.
Troy, Brad, Caleb.
Okay.
Ty, Zeke.
Okay. And who are the women?
Those are 5 men. The 5 women are Michaela, Debbie, Sarah Lucina.
Okay.
Haley Ford. And when, Natalie Anderson is taken from the game, 2-time player, Aubrey, elevated to the legends, and Sierra Don Thomas gets slotted in here.
Okay. All right. And then the other tribe is the tribe of legends.
Right.
I think that the problem that you run into there is that, people are watching the show and like, okay, when do we see the other tribe? When do we see the other tribe? I mean, it's almost like you're doing a fans versus favorites where, people are going to be sort of like, rooting like, hey, when do we just show us the people that we like?
Yeah, I thought about that. I think the flip side is that you have a better chance of people surviving to the post-merge who are threats.
Mm-hmm.
And to the extent that the threat alliance was incredible, this other tribe now, 5 men and 5 women, you have to have a threat one.
Mm-hmm.
That's Jake, Tony, Elka, Dorit, all on the same tribe. Maybe Jeff Farner clearly has the lowest per game rep.
Yeah.
But the benefit to this is you do fall into the fans versus favorites. We like one tribe.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
And I see some people saying it's fan fiction in the comments, but I'll just add that I really think this is the way to organize future seasons.
Yeah, I agree. I think that there could be something to it in terms of like lumping people in by a number of times playing. Although the thing that's making it a little hard to follow this is also that you're cutting out a bit. So it's a little bit of like trying to figure out where everybody is, and then also we're only getting like 2 out of every 3 words. So it's a little bit tricky to follow. But I understand what you're saying in terms of lumping people in by threat level. And I think it sort of like is a good idea that they shouldn't just forget about because it didn't really happen in heroes versus villains, that, it's still a thing that survivors will think about in terms of targeting people on these returning player seasons.
Yeah, and apologies if I've been cutting out. And
no sweat.
I guess I'll just leave by noting that after the Aussie vote out, there were 8 of those second chancers left.
Mm-hmm.
3 left. So it was really split.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Sean, for the call. I appreciate it. Okay, buddy?
Yeah, apologies about the quality. And
No
so
sweat.
much.
No sweat. No sweat. Take care, John. Bye. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's go do a Google Hangout call. We got William J, who's been hanging in there for a while. Let's patch him in. Okay. William's going to come online.
Hey, Ron.
William, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, it's Billy.
Billy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. What's
Billy.
going on?
Just patron casting away. Boom.
Yeah. Sweet.
How about you? You got a Survivor for the people listening to the audio. You got a Survivor. What is that? A
Yeah.
shrine, and then you're Xing people
Yeah,
out?
it's a shrine. No, it's the board. It's the draft board that I have, and
Yeah.
me and my family do a draft, and we cross everybody out, and I didn't do so good.
Okay.
My brother ended up winning.
Okay, congratulations to Billy's brother. So,
Yeah.
what's going on?
I am continuing my never-ending journey through Big Brother US. I just finished BB 15.
Okay. You okay? You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I started BB 16 yesterday, and I just need 2 more seasons, 16 and 17, and then hopefully before the summer.
How quick did you go through all of it?
BB 15, maybe.
No, BB from the start.
Oh, I think it's been like 2 years.
Did you watch Big Brother 1?
No, I didn't watch Big Brother 1. Well, I tried.
to.
I tried to, and then I stopped, and I just went Big Brother 2, and then I've watched every season.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just 2 more seasons, and then I got and then I'm gonna try to do Canada, but that's
Wow.
that might be a while too.
Billy, you're a man on a mission.
Yeah, I am on a mission.
Dedicated.
Especially when you got to go through seasons like BB 13 that are just
That was the worst. Watch out, Johnny D.
Yeah,
Bad news, Johnny.
It's just watching Adam Park for the whole season is brutal.
So I'm just reminded of when he was talking about his cottage cheese endorsement on the podcast.
Sorry,
spelling. Sorry. All right. So Billy, what's going on?
I had a question about BB 15. I liked BB 15, but I also didn't watch it with the feed with the live feed. So I don't know if it was a different experience, because I liked people like I liked Gina Marie, but when I would go on like Reddit and stuff, and I would see threads, it's just like absolutely nobody liked her.
Yeah.
So I only know about like I only know about like the insurance comment, but I don't know anything about what else. What else she did?
What offensive comments did Gina Marie say? Is that what you want to know?
Well, no, I was just wondering, why was it so different? Why was it so different between the edited show and what was the live feeds that at least I perceived this to be different.
I don't have the receipts on everything that anybody said on that season in particular. I'm sure that there's a good resource for this. But if I recall, I feel like that she got into a lot of stuff with Candace, and I feel like that she was a sympathizer for Aaron along the way. And again, Gina Marie is somebody who made it to and they sort of edited her to be more of like a wacky character as opposed to somebody. I think that Gina Marie, even on social media, like has said some not politically correct things. And so I think that that's really where it stems from. Was she the chief offender? Probably not. But I think that she was sort of like, where there you have so many, things happening. I think everything really did seem magnified. If Gina Marie was in a regular season of Big Brother and there wasn't all the stuff going on with all these other players at the same time where everybody was like on the lookout for it, if you put her into Big Brother 17, like, would it be as exaggerated? I'm not sure if she was like the only person saying stuff, but I think in this particular environment, it was definitely something that was, that they were making a list.
Okay. Yeah.
The receipts are there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll look deeper.
You're all a bunch of cockroaches.
As
no chicken
a
parm. Yeah.
As a follow up, I know this question's probably been asked a billion times, but do you think anybody from that season has a chance to play again?
The person from Big Brother 15 that has the best chance to play again is Amanda Zuckerman.
Okay. All right.
I think she's definitely in the mix for returning player seasons if they do like a full All-Stars or something like that. I think that she's definitely somebody that they would take a look at. I think that they haven't done a full-on All-Stars, since that point. So
Yeah.
we'll see. So I see people are talking about Helen. I kind of feel like that Helen's a little forgotten by now.
Yeah.
McRae is such a wild card. Who knows what he's gonna, if he's stable enough to go back and play. I feel like Spencer probably deserves another chance. That
Yeah, he does.
he's always like had a good mind for the game in terms of talking about it, but I don't know necessarily if he's enough on a radar. I know Andy would probably cut off an appendage to go play again. I don't think that they want him, which is unfortunate. So
why not?
Why don't they want Andy? I just think that too many people don't like him. He's not popular. Like, he's a winner, and like I think that he has a fan base of people that do like him. But for the most part, I feel like that he was seen as an unlikable winner to an unlikable season.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't questioning. I literally have no idea what any of these perceptions are, so I just wanted to know.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Okay. So and then let us know what you think of Big Brother 16.
Okay. The first episode pissed me off because they didn't show half the cast. I was waiting for the whole. I was waiting for the whole episode, and it was like, yeah. I saw the first half of the second episode, and I saw like Derek and
Beast Mode Cowboy. Yeah.
Beast Mode Cowboy. Yeah, that's weird. It's also weird seeing Nicole too, because yeah, I don't know.
I'm laughing at Josh in the chat. Says I have some bad news. I don't think you're gonna like the rest of the cast either.
Yeah, I haven't heard.
16, I think, is rough. I feel like that. There's a lot there.
Yeah,
it's a lot, but I don't it's not a season I look back at fondly.
Okay, I can't wait to see what's gonna unravel.
All right, well, keep us posted on how it goes, Billy. Okay.
All right, thanks, Rob. I'll see you later.
All right, take care, buddy. Bye. All right. Let's see. Let's try our next call. This is okay. Who's in the 716 area code? Yes.
That is me.
Okay. Who's
Although
this?
I wish
Will?
Not though.
Who's this?
Oh, sorry, Aaron Robertson.
Oh, Aaron. Okay, Aaron, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm back in America.
Okay,
Weird.
You're back.
I am. Yeah, and I'm actually turning 23 in a couple of months.
Okay. Well, happy early birthday to you.
So I decided. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so I decided to bite the bullet on a couple of things.
Okay. What'd you buy?
Well, I'm a K-pop fan, so I got a G-Dragon World Tour ticket, which is in Toronto, actually.
Oh, well, if you like, hold on. If you like K-pop, then let me play something for you and tell me if you like it. Okay. Here's some K-pop for you. K-pop, popping.
Oh, they saying I love you.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. That's my favorite K-pop song. Did you like it?
I did. I don't know who that is, though. I don't know if they got an actual group for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they're called the Gangnam Girls.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
They really? I did live in Gangnam for a second when I first arrived in Korea. It was very interesting.
Okay, so Aaron, you're back. Where are you? Buffalo?
No, I'm in Ohio right now.
Okay,
actually,
in Ohio. So what's happening?
Yeah. Well, I am working for a nonprofit in Kroger. That's a thing.
Okay.
I think I'm probably gonna sip my tea and make some tapes because I haven't really auditioned in a while. I'm like, oh, maybe I should do it. I've battling myself for a while.
Okay. All right. So what do you want to ask
Second
me?
thing I was. Yeah. Okay. So my birthday happens to be the Saturday of Hearts of Reality, and I've never been to a reality event before.
Okay.
I think my only experience with reality ever was actually during the Caramel reunion when I met you in person for like the first and only time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like 17? No,
Okay.
18. 18. Outside a bar and being like, I want to go in, but I can't go in because I'm not 21. And like awkwardly having survivors like walking in and out and being like, I don't know these people, but I want to be in there.
But now you are. Now you're the guy that's going to be in there.
Yeah. So now I'm like, now
So
I think
you need advice. Is that what the issue? What's going on? You need advice on what to do when you meet the reality stars?
Yeah, like I don't know what you do when you go to these things, or like how you conduct yourself, or like what to expect. I have no expectation of that.
Well, if you're asking what to expect, you're asking the wrong guy, because I still don't know what to expect when I see some of these reality stars, Aaron. I'm sorry to say. Yeah.
Yeah. Although the Caramel reunion was training for me too, because there were some things going on, which I was like, "Ooh, this is weird."
What was going on?
Oh, you know, the whole. Well, I guess I had to witness offhand the whole Andrea and her boyfriend thing when that was happening, and having people being like,
Andrea was fighting with her. Andrea was fighting with her boyfriend, and you were standing there. We don't need to get into it. We don't need to get into it.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that either. Like I was just.
Andrea, how could you in front of Aaron? He was just 17. He was just a kid.
Yeah, it's in Florida, and I thought, you know, why not go? And because there's like a whole bunch of people that were going to be there, and I might as well like cross it off my list.
Okay.
But what do you bring to this?
So what do you bring to a reality? I don't. How popular do you want to be? What do you bring? I don't know. I bring your phone and a wallet, and change of clothes, toothbrush. Yeah.
Yeah, these are all things.
Yeah, I don't think you have to bring anything. You know, you could bring a buff and have them sign it. It's hard to sign a buff though. That's not ideal. I think that you know, then you got to carry it around. Yeah, I just bring you know, a positive attitude. That's the number one thing to bring.
I can do that.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be fun. Is Sandra going to be there?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
She is.
So she'll be excited. See if you can figure out why she's mad at me too.
Yeah.
As 2017 is
okay,
the year of figure out why reality stars are mad at me. If we can.
Okay.
If that's possible. I mean, maybe that, you know what? Because my wife says this all the time. She says, you think you're so perfect. You think you never do anything wrong. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I'm willing to admit this, that I've lost my mind and I do a lot of things wrong and I block them out of my mind. Scott, is this possible? Is this possible, Scott?
Absolutely not. There's no way. There's no way that's possible.
Now, Scott, you
I don't believe that either.
Scott, you be honest with me. Is this like, should I go to some sort of like, how would I know if I've lost my mind?
Well, you know, therapy doesn't hurt anyone, so it wouldn't be, you know, anything negative. It's really a positive thing to do. So maybe you want to check that out.
Yeah, I'd love to. I just gotta find the time. I do find like I that I'm worried about my like I feel like I've gotten like high blood pressure now.
Does Nicole's work have any health insurance maybe to cover this for you?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm covered for like psychological.
Really,
stuff.
We are up here in Canada, so
yeah. I have to go I'm going to go for a checkup soon. I was supposed to go on Wednesday, but then Nicole said that I have to watch Dominic, so I have to reschedule.
There we go.
We'll see. All right. Aaron, anything else?
I don't know. I mean, the only other thing would be I have kind of trouble picking out what to wear. Maybe I might head over to 5'4" and figure something out.
You can. I don't think that they're a sponsor right now, so that if you can feel free to check them out, but you don't need to on account of me. Okay.
Okay.
I got a jacket you could borrow. Okay.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right, Aaron, you take care. All right.
You too.
Okay. All right. Hey, let's get Scott back. Scott, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Rob. It's a wonderful day.
Okay.
It's a wonderful temperature here in Canada, in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Is it why it's cold?
No, it's it's what would be 75, I guess, in your American terms.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yes, it's very nice.
Everybody in New York is saying how cold it is.
Oh, because they say it's 75, right?
Yes. Scott, are you relieved that there's the Survivor season is over?
No, it's all good. Love the Survivor season. The Big Brother season is intense because we have the 3 live shows a week, so that can be kind of
intense. A gauntlet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
My phone just went off.
Okay.
Anyhow.
So what's going on the RHAP ups? Anything? No.
Well, even though Taryn is off in the UK, he was able to drop a new Team Ninja Warrior show, and people are asking, so hopefully he'll find some time to do a show with Lita on the big
Look,
Red
I
Nose,
take responsibility.
episode.
The episode of Taryn that Taryn and I went to American Ninja Warrior was on. I take responsibility. I've been keeping Taryn very busy, working very hard on something.
Yes. Well, I know you guys are working on something, and then also hopefully Taryn's going to do some long form interviews on the wrap ups. Hopefully in the next little while too. So that's exciting.
Look out for that.
Bachelorette should drop tonight at some point, and probably Survivor Know It Alls.
Do people like the new Bachelorette? I know that Amy and Haley, I'm sure, are doing a great job, but are people high on it? What's the Edmo? Spill the tea.
Yes,
here.
Edmo. What's the thought?
I
mean, I think Rachel's pretty popular.
She's good.
He's not saying anything now. Yeah. Type away.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know you watch it. Do you like this new Bachelorette?
Yeah, so far so good. They've already had a big controversy last night. I don't think I want to spoil it for anybody, but there was already controversy. So
I guess Edmo he watches Dancing with the Stars, but not Bachelorette.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
gotcha. Yeah, sorry.
The guys are whack. Okay, it's great so far. Okay, that's good.
Absolutely. So that's really good. And then other than that, we'll have the Amazing Race finale on Friday. We'll have the podcast for that. So
how's the international Survivor going? Survivor New Zealand.
Very popular. And Nick's doing a great job. I got to say, if you're not listening to Nick's shows, you should check him out.
I haven't gotten a lot of feedback on it, so I know it must not be bad, because people would tell me mostly people tell me when they don't like stuff. But
sure.
If I feel like that people know, but rarely, like I'd say maybe 10% of the time, people reach out to me and say, "Oh, you know what I really like? You know what's really good?" I get a lot from, you know what's bad? You know who I don't like?
Yeah, and this week actually, Mike Bloom is his guest. So people.
Yes. Give it up.
Mike.
Give it up for man whore Mike.
Yes.
I, on the other hand, was a man whore.
Yes. So kudos.
Mike for Mike, and I understand he's the heir apparent to the Rob as a podcast.
Well,
empire,
I mean, he should like this was Game of Thrones. Time to get Will Sims all riled up.
Absolutely.
Like, hey, you hear what else? Will? Yeah, Scott. If something goes down, do you got my back?
I have your back always, Rob. You are my ride or die. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. All right. Well, hopefully not too much on the die part, but
yes,
we're just riding.
I don't want to ride you either, but anyhow, that's another whole.
Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's keep going. Let's take another go. Thank you.
I went a bit too far, everyone. So
okay, you went full bloom there. All right. Who's this? Okay. Oh, here's Will from America. Will, how are you?
Hey, that's me.
Well,
I'm great, Rob. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you again for your Troyzan song. I listened to it again the other day. Really enjoyed it. I know.
Oh man, I'm just really sad that Troyzan didn't get to hear it.
Yeah, well, Will sent that in during the week, and that said this is for the Survivor voicemail. I actually I didn't get a chance to listen to it before. And then when Josh was here, he asked me if I was gonna play it, and I said, I forgot about it. And then I listened to it. I was like, this is really good, and I'm a big Eminem guy. But I was like, we made so much progress with Troyzan this week. Like, I don't want to go back to Scott. I need to have one Survivor that I'm not fighting with. Okay, Will.
I mean, that's really tall order.
Yeah. So I'm glad it got out there to the world. It belongs out there in the world. It was an inspired idea. It was so well done. But it doesn't need to come from me distributing it. But I'm glad it got out there.
Yeah, I don't need a label.
Yes, that's right. That's right. It's 2017, and I was cracking. Just
it's 2017.
The picture of Troyzan writing the letter is also pretty hilarious.
Thank you. That was my terrible Photoshop job that I just did like in 5 minutes when I was like, oh, this probably needs a.
Yeah, it was very funny. Great to see Wanda make an appearance also in 2017. All right, Will. So what's going on?
I know. Well. I was going to ask you if you can hear me okay, but I guess that's not a problem.
I hear you fine. You're doing great.
Okay, I'm calling you on a calculator. So.
Amazing.
It's like solar powered. Yeah, I know. It's 2017. The future is incredible.
The calculators
it's just
make calls.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I mean, like, it's solar powered, so it doesn't waste like as much energy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, Will, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I have 3 things that I have right in front of me.
Okay. Johnny D
besides
style.
My laptop.
Okay.
The first. Yeah. Oh wait, actually, there's a 0.5 on my list. I heard Aaron Robertson talking, and I thought it was me for like. What?
Yeah, well, I thought it was you also. When he first came on, I said, "Oh, it's Will." I said, "Oh no, it's Aaron." Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, "Why am I on the phone right now? Like, I'm not saying anything."
You guys are the Jordan Kalish and Spencer of the Patrocast.
I know.
Okay.
I hope I'm the Spencer.
I don't know. We'll see.
No shade, Jordan. All right. So my number 1 is I just wanted to give a shout out to Megan Elizabeth because she got like 1,000 retweets on her Bachelorette tweet, and I just wanted to say that like we knew her before she was Twitter famous.
Yes. So good job. Is that the same Megan that was on the Patrocast tonight?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, you never know.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I did see the post.
My second one is
yeah,
I heard you.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Stop interrupting me. Oh gosh. I heard you on the 32 Fans podcast with Akiva and that other guy, and
yes.
I really liked your hot takes.
Why did I have a hot take? Yes.
No, I just liked your judging on it, your presence.
Thank you, Will. I tried to be a fair judge. Again, the thing about hot takes was, like you could just say something idiotic and say that's my hot take. It's like, okay, well that's not true and it's not shocking. So I tried to like find the balance there. So I didn't think that they had anything that was particularly hot.
Yeah, I think the hottest take was definitely about Giselle not being hot.
Yeah, that was Six Pepper take. Will, do I want to know what your hottest take is?
Yeah, my hottest take is that there's like this joke that used to be really funny where people would just say like, anytime you're watching this show, take a shot every time blank happens, and then you're going to die of alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
And then I heard it 1,000 times.
Yes.
My hot take is that that joke, anyone who says it should really just be like stripped of their license to make jokes.
Yeah, I think you're right, but I don't think that what you're saying anybody's gonna fight you on. So I feel like that it's probably like only like a 2 or 3 pepper take. But it's a good point, but I don't think anybody's like, hey, whoa, that's still funny. What are you talking about? You're crazy. I say that all the time.
And people
It kills
still making
people.
the jokes. So.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good.
All right, well,
that's a
I
good
wanted
point.
to get your Survivor-related hot takes.
Okay.
And I'm going to grade them on a scale of.
So you want my Survivor hot take?
Yeah, come at me.
Boy. Let me. So I mean, I wish I would have had some prep time to come up with. I mean, I feel like Akiva and
You know
Chester.
what, Rob?
Yeah.
You like prepare answers to every single question. This is your job. Your job is for me to pay all my life earnings to be a patron of your wonderful show, and for you to answer questions.
Okay. I just said that I don't have a hot take off the top of my head that I haven't said a million times. I think I, wasted all my hot takes in TEOS. Do I have a hot take about this most recent season?
Yeah.
I feel like I told you that I thought that Sarah was probably going to be a top 10 winner. I have to think. I just don't have like it wouldn't be genuine.
Super hot take to anyone except for Tyler Kakuno.
Yeah. I mean, that was a really hot take that she's bottom. She's in the bottom 4 in terms of winners. Yeah. I wish I had something that I could say, but I don't want to just like throw stuff out there that I don't really think.
All right. Well, you got any non-Survivor related hot takes? Give me something here.
I don't know. Well, can I say that why is Jeff Varner writing a book? Who's going to read Jeff Varner's book? Is that a hot enough take? Can I mention that? Who's reading this book?
I think that's a hot enough take.
Why did this come up? And who, like, I saw he wrote on Facebook, like, hey, Jeff wanted me to talk about that. No, he didn't. He did not. Stop it. You were like, oh, I got something else. I got something else really important to say. It's like, okay, what is it? It's like, I got a book coming out. Like, oh, really? So, I mean, how long is this book going to be? How long is this book?
I don't know, man. I don't read.
You know what? I bet there's going to be some good scooping chapters. That you know what? I'll buy it if there's going to be some good scooping chapters in this book. Otherwise, like, what believe me, this saga with Zeke is the least interesting part of the Jeff Varner story. So I mean, who's reading this book? Stop it.
I know. We just need a wrap up on the book so no one has to actually read it.
Yeah. I don't know if we need a wrap up, but we need something. We need a Jeff Varner book tour on the Russell Hantz podcast. I think that's what basically that should do it.
That's it. Well.
Okay. All right. Great
stuff. Headline with
yeah. Great getting to see you up in Toronto.
Oh yeah, it was great to meet you, man. You're a lot shorter than I thought you'd be.
Sure. I get that a lot. People think that the survivors are going to be taller. I'm awkward on the podcast, but I was less awkward in real life. I feel like that's encouraging.
No, you're just very stiff
on the podcast.
You're a lot more loose in real life. Yeah, you're very stiff on the podcast.
Yeah. Well, I probably had a couple drinks also.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on. I gotta be able to, react to stuff. It's like flying a plane. You don't want to be too loosey-goosey. Okay, well.
You have experience flying planes?
No, like, in video games and stuff.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's basically the same thing. I'm sure any pilot would agree.
All right, well. All right, you take care, buddy. Okay? All right.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Let's take another call here on the Patrocast. Who's in the 606 area code or 608?
Andy Pfeiffer.
Okay, Andy Pfeiffer is here. Andy, how are you?
Let's take another call here
Okay. Andy, turn down your radio.
I'm here.
Yes. Okay. Andy, how's it going?
It's going all right. How about you, Rob?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Yeah, you're right. You sound down.
I'm just tired. That's all.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I'm gonna be like
Am I
your virtual
waiting, so
5-hour energy drink right now. Woo! What do you need? What do you need to? What do you need to get fired up?
Well, I have a question that I just thought of the last time I was in a patron cast,
Yes. Okay. What is it?
and I'm wondering if you knew that there was a final season of Survivor that's like a legend season,
Yes.
would you come back?
No. I think I would podcast it. I feel like that's like the bigger. I feel like that would be the better spot for me. No. I mean, come back.
Probably, but what would happen after that season if you don't have the show that the podcast you send the podcast around?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, with any luck, Will Sims will just kill me at the finale of that, and then I'll just be, go out with a bang. Really, I mean, do you think that do you think it would be on TMZ if Will Sims killed me?
Probably, but I would hope he didn't kill you.
Me too.
Everyone would miss you.
Yeah, what? But like, would it be news? Would it be news? I wonder.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're a big enough name online.
Yeah. Josh in the chat says Steve Helling would write a blurb on People magazine. I just at the very least, I should hope so.
Yeah, well, you have Stephen and Andrea working for People, so they might write a lot of things too. A lot.
Yeah. If it happened at the finale, though, there'd be much less of a chance that they do a card at the end of an episode for me. Oh, and there wouldn't be any more episodes. So
I don't know.
What's the point? Okay. But no, that be I have to make this is my therapy here to try to make a joke of this. Okay, so so no, I don't.
Sorry to be a downer.
Sorry. So to come on and on a legend season, it just is like it's like, oh, okay, so come back and then play against the best players ever, who are probably going to get rid of you quicker than a bunch of idiots who don't know what they're doing. To me, I feel like I would rather. I feel like it would be more of a missed opportunity to not podcast. I feel like that if you told me Survivor was going to be on for another 30 seasons, could I just come back for one of them? Sure, that I would be more likely to come back if I knew there was going to be plenty of Survivor to come back and talk about, as opposed to, try to make my mark, not the chicken, while, with this limited amount of time that Survivor is left.
Yeah, that's a good point, because there's a lot of people that would want you gone because you podcast, but there's a lot of other threats too. But
I mean, I can't go to a party and people aren't in my face like, you did this to me. I mean, if people had the chance to vote me out, I mean, what can happen? Yeah. My best bet,
situations that are going on.
The best chance I had is that enough people would want to punch me that they would just get all kicked out of the game. That's the best thing I have
that has
going
yet
for
to
me.
happen, right?
Right. Well, I could be a game changer. So many people wanted to punch him that he
Yeah.
won.
Well, were you invited to Game Changers?
Yeah, I've talked about this in the past. That very early on, I was contacted to go back and play, and I said, no. This was, Anthony was only a couple months old. It was not something I've talked about this. It's not something that I'm really dying to do. I'm really enjoying, for the most part, getting to do what I do now. And so I did not want to go back and play. And it wasn't really a close decision for me.
Okay, good. I don't know if I'd want to do it either, because the idea of being with nature like that just frightens me.
Yeah. I mean, this past season seemed fine. It seemed like one of the easier seasons. I think that's a good ranking that I haven't seen in terms of like how hard was each season. I do think that this most recent season was probably on the easier side just based on the weather. I'm not sure necessarily how much sustenance they had. They might not have had a lot to eat, but in terms of the weather, I don't even recall it raining.
Yeah, I don't remember them raining and then being in the shelter complaining this sucks.
Yeah, I do remember them saying it was hard.
Like, I'm also not sure.
But what are you going to do? All right, Andy, anything else?
I'm also not sure about millennials versus Gen X.
Well, they did have the hurricane in the beginning of the season. Yeah.
The cyclone, but then after that, wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad from that point on. Okay. Andy, thank you so much for the call, okay?
Yeah, no problem. Nice talking to you, Rob.
All right, take care. Bye. All right.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
All right, let me do one more phone call, and then let me go. I'll hit the hangout again. All right, so let's try. This is
Josh Leamer.
Okay, Josh Leamer. Here he is. From the chat room, here's Josh Leamer. Hey, Josh, when you were when you were talking about the echo, was there an echo when you were listening on the phone or watching on the hangout?
I was listening on the phone the whole time, and whenever there was someone else on the phone, I could hear an echo. Vis-a-vis, I would assume that other people who are on the phone can hear an echo of me. And in fact, I can hear an echo of myself right now.
Sorry about that. I will try to address that before next month's Patroncast. Okay.
Sure.
So, go ahead.
Okay. Well, yeah, so I might start and stop a little bit. It's weird to hear yourself on the other line, but so all good. Anyway, I hope you're not beating yourself too much about this crazy man, YouTube sensation.
Hey, Josh, beating me up over this is not my job. That's somebody else's job. No, no, I'm just like, it really did affect me in terms of like, I was just like, WTF? Like, I just came home and I was just like, really, just like I was mad and I was just like, it's just crappy that I really, I look forward to, going out after the finale, and it's just like, it was annoying and frustrating and a whole bunch of things.
Sure. I mean, you just don't lose sight of the fact that like 99.9 former contestants are, absolutely thrilled or too ambivalent about you.
Sure, but if there's there's only one lunatic that wants to kill you. I mean, look at the bright side. So,
I just hope it doesn't. I've called him before saying like I think like 2 or 3 seasons ago, people, you said that people criticize you sometimes because like you're too neutral and you don't take a stance, and I just wanted to say I think like in the last couple seasons, I think your ability to express your opinions about the Survivor people has really, really, really been great.
Oh, thank you, Josh. I appreciate that. Yeah. I still get hit with you don't say anything controversial, but what do you that
sure. But I mean, like I think
I'm not Skip Bayless over
like
here.
Last season, like all the stuff, like I think all the stuff where you were like making fun of Ken and making fun of Taylor in like a lighthearted fashion, stuff on the show. I thought that was just absolute gold. I just loved it, especially like the Ken stuff.
And Ken was a good sport. Ken could have legitimately been really pissed off at me and told me like to go F myself and not done an interview with me. Yeah, he would have been totally within his right, but he was a big man about the whole situation and just and laughed it off, and he handled it perfectly. And we really made fun, we really made jokes. We did an impression. I don't get where the Will animosity comes from 2 years after the fact. And I feel like I've seen him a number of times since that season. So I don't, maybe he was so drunk that he like had like the no inhibitions of saying anything, where in the past he's like, let me not be that guy. But and maybe that night he felt like for whatever reason that this was the chance.
Sure. I just hope that because like the stuff like from the second to last podcast of Millennials versus Gen X, when you and Mike Bloom were like ragging on Ken for like 20 minutes, it was like the funniest 20 minutes of.
Yeah.
All
No,
right,
I know
thanks,
that
Caleb.
I
just want to make sure you don't get too cautious.
No,
and, like,
I don't think
lose-
I'm gonna. I'm not gonna change anything because I don't even know what I did. But you know,
no, you didn't do anything.
but you know, I think what I might do is if I identify somebody as this is an unstable person, like I'm not gonna provoke them. Like I don't need that aggravation.
No. So sorry, I didn't mean to trudge that stuff all up again. But I have another quick question to
Go for it.
Change the subject real quick.
Yeah.
I think I may have submitted this on the voicemail if it was too late. But so you guys are talking a lot about how you thought this last season was just too chaotic. There's too many twists and too many flips, and you couldn't tell what was going on. Couldn't tell who was aligned with whom. Which is a valid criticism, and I think myself and a lot of other people have similar criticisms about Cambodia. I know you guys like Cambodia more than me and some other people did.
Yeah. So
so there's that super confusion on one side of the spectrum, and then there's but then also we don't want pagongings.
Right.
So I'm just wondering, like, what do you do to create the perfect medium?
Well, I do think that one of the things that we touched on, which I think was probably a good idea, was probably doing less tribe swaps. I know that we've sort of had the thing in the last couple seasons where, you know, it was certainly in Cambodia and then also in this season where we start with 2, then we go to 3, then we go back to 2, then we go to 1 merged tribe. I think that that's too much. I preferred it, I think, in Millennials versus Gen X, where I think we did from Go Wrong, you went from 3 to 2 to 1. That makes sense. And I think I actually liked it in Millennials versus Gen X, where you went from 2 to 3 to 1. But to do 2 to 3 to 2 to 1, I think it's like one step too far in terms of the survivor. It's too much to keep track of. And I think that the difference between this season and Cambodia was that with Cambodia, you knew who was with who. You sort of like, okay, these are the people that are together. And for the most part, other than maybe like Steven and Spencer, which was sort of like that, you know, you didn't really know that Spencer was harboring some sort of, wanted to take Steven out. For the most part, you didn't turn on the show one week, and maybe you did with Kimmy like at the end, but you didn't turn on the show one week where all of a sudden, Jeremy and Tasha are working together, and then Jeremy tells us, okay, I can't take Tasha anymore. I'm getting rid of her. It's like, wait, hold on. You guys are working together. I didn't really get where I feel like that we had that a little bit more in this season, where there's all of a sudden a lot of people just were like, oh, no, I'm not with that person. I hate that person. Or this person is my target.
Sure. And then just in terms of like the elements that make a good Survivor season, maybe stuff that's like out of the producer's control. I was thinking, like, so here's a hypothesis that I had. Just thinking, and so maybe it's the best seasons are the ones where the lines are clearly defined for the most part, but the boot order is still unpredictable because there's a rogue element or two in there, like a Tony or a Fair Play or you, who's like going back and forth and makes the boot order like kind of unpredictable.
Right. I think that that's probably, and I feel like that we pretty much had close to that, except that the sides were sort of like unclear at times. And I feel like that Sarah switched back and forth. But I maybe her reasons weren't always clear.
But also like it's just like, okay, now Zeke and Andrea and all those people are gone, and then all of a sudden Michaela's with Ty, and then now they're on opposite sides. Like it's Sarah, it was random from episode to episode. It seemed like.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. Like Sarah always ended up on the right side of the vote, but how much agency did she have in some of the votes where it wasn't necessarily? Well, I need to rewatch the season. I think, if I am able to interview Sarah sometime next month, which I hope to be able to do, like it might be a good idea to sort of at least watch the post merge again and see where she was going, because in these votes where she's flipping, she's definitely voting on the right side. But what did she call the shot of? I I want Ozzy out. I want Debbie out. I want Zeke out. I want, like, it seems like in some cases she's sort of like reluctantly voting against them. Certainly in the case of Sierra Dawn Thomas, she is the person who is, pretty integral in that, and definitely, in knocking out Andrea and Michaela. That's what she wants to have happen. So it'd be interesting to get her story, and I'd love to go back and sort of like watch what she's ultimately wanting to do in those spots.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, just like, even if you just took her out of the equation, like other people were just switching around and de-aligning and realigning, and with and if we're lucky, we'll get like a line of dialogue about it. Like, when Debbie said she's back with Brad, it's like, okay, well, at least we got her kind of explaining it. But sometimes people would turn on each other for no reason, and we just didn't get it explained. I just really kind of left a sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah,
editing was,
okay.
And so that's it. All right. Well, I just wanted to get your mind off that for a second. Let whoever's next come on up here. So,
all right.
Always good talking to you. Don't lose your edge, Rob.
I won't. All right. You take care, Josh. All right.
All right. See you.
All
right,
bye. All right. There you go. All right. Let's see. Let's try. All right. I know John's been waiting. John. He's walking around with a laptop. Here he is. John, can you unmute? Yes. John, are you there?
Hey Rob, what's up?
Good. What's going on, John? You're holding the camera like when I give it to like Dominic to hold the phone. What's going on here, John?
Oh, just I don't know. Bad habit. That
okay.
Better?
That's bad. I mean, we get to, it's nice to see your face. So what's going on, John?
It's been like a busy May for me, I guess.
Busy May for you. Okay, what's new?
It's just a normal summer. I mean, it's really my first summer that I don't have any classes to take, so I'm trying to enjoy summer. But what am I supposed to do?
It's the summer of John. Okay.
Yes.
All
my God. Yeah. At least, yeah.
Go ahead. What's your question, John?
Oh, first of all, like I think you really enjoyed those I gave you.
Yeah, everybody, big hit, John. But in the future, very tough to get things. John is very nice. Always brings me something at the at the events. But I try to travel light, John. I don't have a lot of room in my suitcase.
Maybe next time I'll just get something lighter.
Yeah. John had like a giant plush stormtrooper that he gave me in Toronto. He said, John, I don't know how this is going to fit in my suitcase. John said, you'll make it fit. You'll figure it out.
I had to do also.
Yeah. All right. So John, what's your question?
I basically like, okay, Survivor seasons, like, do you have a hot rank on like from the returning seasons from like All Stars, Cambodia, Heroes vs. Villains, and now Game Changers? Can you like rank them?
Rank All Stars, Heroes vs. Villains, Cambodia, and Game Changers?
Rank the all returning season.
I think Heroes vs. Villains is 1. I'll say Cambodia is 2. And really, I guess it's hard to say in terms of this season. I'll say that this is 3 and All Stars is 4. John.
Was it really that horrible, the All Stars?
I mean, I don't think it was that horrible, but in terms of that it's an exciting it's hard for me because I was there and I didn't do well to sort of rank it, but I would say that was a season where Rob does a really good job, but I think that the post merge I think is a little bit of a rough go as a viewer. Not necessarily. I'm trying not to personalize it, where I feel like that there's probably more excitement going on here in this season.
Yeah, if Boston Rob won, like, would it be different?
If Boston Rob won the season, I think that you could probably look at it a little bit differently, but not to take anything away from what Amber was able to do. But how do you have it, John?
I haven't watched All Stars yet, but like
You haven't watched it?
I know Heroes vs. Villains. Well, Heroes vs. Villains we know was ranked like top, baby.
Yeah. Okay.
And then like I don't know. I'm saying with you, but like Game Changers, like I don't know. Is it because of the winner? Maybe because I want Siri to win, but
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, she got screwed by that Avenged Geddon.
Advantage get it, and it happened, John. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
All right. Well, John, it's the summer of John. It's all happening, okay?
Yeah, and hopefully, like we'll see what season of Karen on Big Brother.
Season of Karen. Oh, you want Karen on Big Brother 19?
That'll be hilarious.
It would be John. You're making me seasick with this FaceTime right now. We're like all over.
What's your hot take though on?
All over the place. What do you want a hot take on?
Well, the hot take on like maybe 19, like if it's gonna be like I don't know if it's gonna be a spoiler about here. It's all these people voting and then everything. It's kind of spoiler.
Here's my hot take. Here's my hot take on Big Brother 19. Don't believe one thing you read right now about Big Brother 19. Okay? It's all fake news. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they'll just throw anything stupid, you know.
Yeah. All right. John. All right. Let me get to some more calls, okay?
All right. Hope to see you. Hopefully hear you next month.
Okay. All right, John. You take care. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. All right. There you go. Let's take I don't know what next month is.
Josh Leamer.
Okay, we got Josh.
Brian O'Connell.
Okay, here's Brian. Brian, how are you? Brian, are you there? BOC. Brian O'Connell going once. Brian O'Connell going twice. Okay. Brian, if you're there, come back to us. Okay. Let's try another call. Let's do
Michael and Marino.
Okay, here's Michael. Michael, how are you?
Rob, hello.
Yes.
How are you?
Doing okay, Michael. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Yes. Okay, what's going on?
Okay, so I'll keep it quick. I have just a question of if you ever thought about a certain podcast topic. I remember back in Cambodia, your first recap that season was Jenna Lewis, and she said that if she had to re-vote for a winner, it would be Kelly Wigglesworth, not Richard Hatch.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering if you ever thought about if you would do a podcast where you kind of re-examine if people had to re-vote today versus during their season, who would be the winner?
Yeah, so
and kind of along similar lines, if there was the open forum tribal council format now, in the past seasons, if that would have affected any of the winners.
Yeah. This is an interesting idea. Hard to get to do this podcast and not have 5 million comments of Aubrey versus Michelle.
Sure.
You know, it's really hard to not, bring some napalm out for that whole fun discussion. But it is interesting to say if there was like a season like the Danielle Reyes sort of factor where if people could have seen their season, would they have voted differently in any of these tribal councils?
Yeah, it'd be interesting. And, you know, for sure, even if you just did it for the patrons only, the juice may not be worth the squeeze for something like that.
Yeah. It might be interesting in terms of like something that somebody else, could do and talk about with me on the podcast, but it feels like a lot of juice that would need to be squoze to be able to get that one out.
Well, I know one guy who might be willing to talk about season 19. He can get all of his fellow jurors with you, and you can have a debate about it.
You cannot say that I didn't play the greatest perfect game that was ever played. Anything else would be a lie. That would be fake news. That would be
a lot of fake news out there. You gotta.
That would be like fake news for Democrats. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Sure.
For sure.
Sure. If you could have seen my season, then you would know that it was perfect. You would know. Hey, I'm podcast. It's for Edmo. It's for Edmo. Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah,
That's
thank you,
good.
Michael. Thank you.
That's good
Don't
stuff,
encourage me. Don't encourage
Yeah.
me. There's another person that's going to want to fight in the Royal Rumble.
You should do a podcast or something where it's just you, but you're doing a debate or something, a round table with all of your impersonations. You have Penner in there. You've got Russell in there. I don't know everyone else you do, Tony.
Yeah. Sure. Just like a round table. You know, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Why is it like there's only one type of person that wants to fight me? Why isn't it ever like, oh, well, just found out today Cochran wants to beat my ass. Oh boy. Now what? Oh, Skinny Ryan wants a piece of me, everybody. Just found out. That's a thing. Okay. Oh no. You know, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble now. It's all over. You know, why is it that I have a type of people that is like want to fight me?
Well, Rob, you know all these guys. They're all, you know, middle-aged people who haven't accomplished what they probably really want to in life, so they have to pick on the podcaster.
Yeah. Oh, Shannon
you know,
Elkins wants a piece of me, and Skater Rob is gonna come for me. You know. So.
Yep.
Okay. Pick on the podcaster.
Anyway, well, I'll let you get.
All right. Well, Michael, thank you so much for the call.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
All right. Take care. Bye. All right. Let's bring on the other John on the Hangout. Here's John.
Yo, yo, yo. Am I on the air?
Yes. John. John,
how you doing?
How are you? How are you doing after your Know-It-Alls debut back in a couple of weeks ago?
Well, you know, my career has taken off. I've gotten calls to do the theme song on The Price is Right, on CBS News. It's getting crazy, Rob, but I'll give you a cut.
How was it collaborating with Brett LaBelle?
It was a lot of fun. I mean, it was really funny. When I saw Brett about 10 minutes before the show, I went up to him while he was, you know, taking pictures with people, and I said, "Hey, I'm John. I'm your musical accompaniment." And he was like, "What, are we doing that?" Like he had seemingly no idea it was even happening.
Yeah, I took Dominic this weekend. It was Aris had a birthday party for his son at his house, and I brought Dominic over there on Sunday. And Aris was telling me, he's like, "Wow, that was really great that you got the guy who sings the Know-It-All song to be at the live show that you did." I was like, no, that was a cover. That wasn't the real one. So, but you fooled Aris.
I got that a couple times at the after party as well. People were asking me if I was the guy, but
yeah.
You know, unfortunately, I'm from Canada, not Denmark or Holland or wherever that guy's from.
Yeah, we don't know.
But yeah, it was good. We ran through it a few times before the show and ironed it out a bit. And Brett was so much fun. He's such a nice guy. Really fun guy to hang around with for sure. Thanks again for asking me to do that. It was so much fun.
Thank you for lugging your guitar around. Also, Brett LaBelle was so funny on the big. If you didn't listen to the Big Brother Canada podcast, just listen to like the last 5 minutes of that episode. It was so funny when he comes up there. It's like, all right, I got a question. Yeah, so funny.
Yeah, and at the after party as well. You know, he's just a really, really great guy, talking to everybody, super friendly. So that was a big plus having him there.
On the other end of the spectrum from what I talked about earlier tonight,
yes, for sure.
Brett LaBelle, who is the nicest guy, will talk to any of the fans, loves taking pictures, loves just being a part of the whole Survivor experience. A guy who we were not overly. Nobody was like talking about like, I'll tell you who's playing a great game this season. Brett LaBelle, that guy is a genius. He's killing it this season. You know, I mean, it was a lot of like purple Brett. Where is he? You know, what is he thinking about being a funeral director? And you know, he is the nicest guy.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay.
So my comment for the call today is, Rob, I'm losing my faith.
Oh no. In what? You watching Leftovers?
No, don't tell me. I just started watching season
Okay.
one. I'm losing my faith in the television show Survivor to accurately and reasonably depict the game Survivor.
Mhm.
I feel like as time has gone on, the actual show time has gotten shorter as the commercial time has increased, and at the same time, the game has gotten more complex to the point where we have 42 minutes to show a TV show, and we've got 2 challenges and a tribal council to get through. And it feels like there's hardly any time at all to show the actual dynamics of the game, the social dynamics, the camp life, even I'm sure tons and tons of strategy talk, the alliances, especially with all these tribe swaps, to kind of piggyback on an earlier call from tonight. To the point where I don't even really feel like I'm even watching Survivor anymore sometimes. I feel like I'm watching a highlight reel of what was on Survivor.
Yeah, Sports
You know what I
Center.
mean?
I get it. That's good. It's an interesting point.
And I feel like this is kind of the root of what a lot of people have been talking about with this season in terms of the storytelling not making a lot of sense. And I'm really struck by the contrast between that and Australian Survivor. So I know when you and Stephen were talking about Australian Survivor, you would kind of complain a lot. There's so many episodes. They don't even vote everybody, a person out in every episode. But I found that show was such a breath of fresh air because I got to know every single cast member except maybe one. I felt like every episode I had a good sense of who people liked, what was happening at camp. I had context for all of the strategy that was going on. Whereas in modern US Survivor, there's the strategy and there are the moves, but the context is missing. And I felt like the Australian Survivor was a much more satisfying experience in that way. And I just wonder, do you think that the show will do anything about this? I mean, why not just have more episodes for one thing? Why cram 4 boots in 1 hour like they've been doing with the finales and stuff? Why not just put more episodes on? It's a popular show, isn't it?
It's a popular show. I think that there is some concern about like, well, let's not dilute it too much. Like they don't do a recap episode, whereas in the beginning they're just like, let's stretch everything. In terms of the Australian and maybe New Zealand as well, which I think is on 2 times a week. I think that from what I understand, that's like more of like how those cycles work in international reality, where they do multiple episodes per week. And to justify the production cost, I think they need to, have more episodes and do more commercials. I mean, could Survivor squeeze out another episode a season? Sure. I don't know necessarily if we should say that this is the new normal. This was a returning player season. There was a lot of stuff going on. I don't think that we were saying this only but 2 seasons ago in Co-Wrong when that was the case. Millennials versus Gen X was a fast-paced season, but I feel like that we certainly got a lot of character stuff out of Adam, out of David, out of Jay, out of Hannah. So I don't think that this is necessarily the new way that everything is going to be. And I do feel like that the criticisms that were made were heard. Don't forget that these last 2 seasons were both 20 people seasons, where from what I understand, this next season is an 18-person season. So I think that's probably a step back in the right direction. I can't speak to anything about tribe swaps or anything coming up in the next season, but I feel like, let's see the adjustment before we say that the show is, permanently altered.
I mean, the show is still good. I'm not saying they need to, cancel it or anything, but I just feel like it could be a lot better. One thing that was so great about this season was the pre-merge, right? It was like so great because the show focused so much on the people in the pre-merge. And I feel like that kind of shows what it's like when we do focus more on the people that we're seeing at a time. And anyway, what about something else? Do you think that they might ever start putting more clips online, like that clip they sprung on Dan Foley at their reunion, where we just saw a short clip of actual live Survivor? I found that so fascinating.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to necessarily do that. In terms of like the secret scenes, if there's more of a movement to like putting stuff on All Access, which this was the first season that they did that, where it's sort of like, hey, a lot of people are signing up for All Access. Let's put some more stuff online because let's try to get more people to pay for it because you're not getting this stuff anywhere else. I do think that could be a possibility, but I don't think it's necessarily going to be unedited footage. I think it would be sort of like, here's more sort of rough cut scenes that didn't make the show.
Yeah, fair enough. Those are my thoughts. I definitely think that it would be better with more, But I understand there's a lot of production issues and scheduling issues. But
Yeah,
it just
I
feels so
think that
weird.
the biggest issue this season was returning players. I don't think that we're from what we know about season 35 and from the buzz I'm hearing. Season 36 is not going to be returning players either. So I think that Survivor has done pretty well with a lot of the returning players or the new player seasons over the last few years between, starting with Philippines. You could say that a lot of Cambodia, which I liked, has its critics. But I mean, if you take a look at since Philippines was a really strong new player season. Cagayan, San Juan del Sur was sort of a weird season. Korong also a really great season in terms of a lot of fun characters there. So I think that and Millennials versus Gen X also I think was a fun season. So I think that they've probably done really well with better than we probably might have expected coming out of Survivor Worlds Apart. I'm sorry, Survivor One World, I should say, Freudian slip. That this was a pretty good way to go with these new player seasons.
Is it an issue where the finale has to be on a certain date because of May sweeps or something like that? Is that what's going on?
I think that traditionally they want to end the TV season before Memorial Day.
Okay. It just felt really weird, especially the last 2 episodes where we lost 7 people in 2 episodes or something. And we're doing things going straight from tribal council right to an immunity challenge, seeing nothing in between. It just seems very bizarre.
It's the Joe Del Campo effect of they feel like, okay, well now what if we have only this many people in the game and then something happens to somebody? What if we have to remove somebody and now we have now we don't have enough people to continue on in the action?
Yeah, it's hard for me to imagine they wouldn't have enough material to fill out or even know ahead of time, well before the show hits the air. But anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about. And
right. I think they're just probably trying to guard against, a worst case scenario. You're down to okay, let's get down to the final 4 on day 36. And then what if 2 people fall, go out, I don't know necessarily what the worst case scenario looks like, but I think that's they want to have an exciting finale. I think they're worried people are going to check out on the finale if they do fallen comrades and stuff like that. So they want to keep the excitement going all 3 hours of the finale, or at least the first 2 hours before the reunion show.
Could they at least give us the Survivor intro one time?
Did they do it online for the season or no?
I never saw it. I mean,
okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't look for it this season.
It's a shame,
but it's a good point. Aaron Robertson can make one for you.
It's not the same.
Okay. All right. Good stuff, John. Take care, buddy.
Thanks, Rob. See you later.
John has got a lot of thought-provoking questions. That's your thing.
That's my thing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good stuff, buddy. Let's keep going.
Jason from Maryland.
Okay. Here's Jason from Maryland. Jason. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Rob. How's it going, man?
Oh, very good.
I'm doing great.
What's cooking, Jason?
Hey, I got a question.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to keep it simple. This echo is really annoying, but I'm going to keep it simple.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. So besides events where you would be recognized as Rob's test survivor, when's the last time you were actually sort of recognized? Well, I'm not asking this question correctly.
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time you were recognized as from being from RHAP?
Recognized from being from the podcast or recognized from being from Survivor is the question.
Well, yeah, both, I guess. I mean, apart from actual Survivor events, you're at the grocery store, you're going to the movies or whatever, when's hey, oh my God, that's Rob C.
I think I mentioned this on the Patreon 5 for 5 that I picked up Dominic from school one day and one of the moms stopped me and said, I know who you are, Survivor. And I said, oh, okay. But it was unclear if she listened to the podcast or not. If she's a patron, hello. But I don't think so. But I know it doesn't happen. It's probably been, outside of that. Well, I should say that, it happens once in a while. I was on the subway one time, on my way to a know-it-alls, and somebody was like, hey, love the podcast. So once in a while, somebody will stop me from the podcast that like I was still like, we were in the airport a couple summers ago and somebody was like wearing a buff and stopped me. But, it almost never happens where somebody seems to remember me from Survivor. It's so far back. So it's really far out of people's memories. So it really, if it happens like once or twice in a year at a non-RHAP event, it's a lot. It's a lot.
I've never felt more like I'm in a subculture than now.
Yeah. People aren't looking for. I don't have a really unique look, I guess, for I mean, I guess I do have a beard now, so maybe it'd be more likely to happen. But I also don't really go a lot of places. I'm mostly here.
All right, real quick, last question.
Yes.
So we talk about Survivor fans, and we talk about Survivor super fans, and we talk about Survivor super duper fans.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we have a definitive definition of what each of those things mean. So can you help maybe
okay,
tell
so
us?
give me the levels. Survivor fans, super fans, and super duper fans.
Yeah, fans, super duper fans.
Okay.
I would call myself a super fan.
Okay. You're a super duper fan.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay. So a Survivor fan is somebody who, yeah, I'm a Survivor fan. Maybe I don't watch every episode. I don't watch maybe every season. I'm a Survivor fan. It's sort of like, yeah, I like Survivor. I'm a Survivor fan. I'm a Survivor super fan is it's when you're actually a fan, but you think that you're a super duper fan, but you're actually just a super fan. And you watch every episode, you never miss it, but you don't listen to any podcasts. You don't go online and like talk to other people. And then once you are communicating with other people, outside of the CBS Survivor Facebook page, then you are a super duper fan. How about that?
Wow. That's great. But I feel like there's still a level way above me, because I couldn't tell you more than 5 players on
right, I don't know what that
Fiji,
is. I don't know what. I mean, if you want to walk everything back and say, okay, then you're a super fan. When you are communicating with other people online about it, that makes you a super fan. And then when you know every single thing that ever happened, you're a super duper fan. I think that's a super duper duper fan. I'll double the duper.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah, you've made it very clear. Thanks, Rob.
But do you not want to be a super duper fan?
No. Oh, no. I feel in my heart of hearts I'm a super duper fan, but I feel like I am a poor excuse for a super duper fan.
I think you're in the top 1%. I mean, crunch the numbers. 8 million people watch this show. What's that? 80 is what is it? 8 is it 8,000? Is that the 1%? No, is it 80,000? Who get Will from America to do it on his calculator. Let's see. 8 million. Okay, 80,000. Yeah, look, you're probably in the top 80,000 of people that know about Survivor.
All right, I guess I'm a super duper fan.
Yeah, you're a 1%er.
Oh, I got a ding. Oh, thanks, Rob.
I mean, you're 2+ hours into a Patrocast. I mean, how much? Sure, there's the 0.01%, the top 8,000, but you're right there.
You made a good point.
Yeah, I don't want to blow your mind. I don't want you to go and get depressed now. You don't sound excited.
No, I'm not depressed. Oh no, Rob, I'm excited, but I'm gonna play this back for my wife tomorrow, and she's gonna be like, "What the hell are you even listening to? What is this?"
Don't get divorced. Don't get divorced over this. Don't play this for her.
All right.
I won't play it for my wife.
I will not. All right, thanks, Rob.
Okay.
More good advice. You're awesome.
Solid
Thanks.
advice.
Okay,
Jason, thank you so much for the call. Okay, buddy. To the super,
all right, thanks, pal. All right, have a good night.
duper fan, Jason. Okay. All right. Take care, buddy. Bye. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see. Is Brian there yet? Brian O'Connell? Brian, are you there? He might have just taken the phone off the hook and just walked away. Okay. All right, he's not there. Is that an old guy thing to say? Take the phone off the hook? Okay.
Tova.
Okay. Here's Tova. Tova, how you doing? Oh, hold on. Tova, are you there?
Hey, Rob.
How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Very good, Tova. Are you a super duper fan?
I guess I am, based on that description.
Yep. That's let's see.
I would.
Yep, you are. Okay. All right, Tova, what's your question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I apologize if you'd addressed this before, but I'm a little bit behind on my podcast.
Okay.
I was just wondering who you think from the Game Changers cast who played the second time would be good for third arm.
Okay. Okay. All right. And then Tova, you're breaking up a little bit. So let me try to answer your question, and then you tell me if I got it right. Okay. So who from the second timers should play a third time? Let me just go through it. Sierra, she played. Okay. Tony should play a third time. Just even if it's a disaster, he should play a third time. Then
agreed.
We've got Beast Mode Cowboy should not play a third time.
Definitely agree with that.
Okay. And then Malcolm already played 3 times. Then JT already played 3 times. Sandra already played 3 times. Jeff Varner already played 3 times. Haley Ford, I kind of liked Haley Ford, but I think we've seen it. I think we kind of got it. I don't think we need to have her play a third time.
I personally would love to see Haley back again. I don't know. I find her entertaining.
She's fine. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it, but I kind of think we got it. Then after Haley was what? Debbie? No, sorry. Then Ozzy went out, and then Ozzy played a third time. After Ozzy was Debbie. I think we should see. I could easily see a third time around for Debbie.
I think she's entertaining, but I don't know. She kind of gets on my nerves after a while, but that's just me.
Yeah, I could see it. But I think that they like her.
Judy.
After Debbie, then it's who went after Debbie? Was this Zeke now?
Yeah, Zeke.
Yeah, let Zeke play again. Come on. He kind of had a pretty crazy thing happen to him along the way. So I'm okay with Zeke a third time around. Then who was after that? Then after Zeke, then when it was back to Sierra Dawn Thomas, I think this is an interesting one. I think that she did a good job, but she wasn't super exciting on the TV. But she probably played well. So I'll say we don't see her a third time.
Yeah.
But I do think that there is a non-zero possibility. You think? Yeah. I do think there's a non-zero possibility. The fans really warmed to her by the third time.
Sure.
Then who are the other second timers? Then after her was Andrea. She's a third time. And then Michaela. I do think we'll see Michaela again, especially if they did the Michaela segment, much to my chagrin, because of the draft on on Wednesday night. So I do think we'll see Michaela again. Then Suri went out. I do think we'll see Aubrey again.
Definitely. I love Aubrey.
Yeah, and then in terms of then after Aubrey was Ty. I kind of feel like we'll see Ty again. I don't know. Now I feel like there's too many people.
I think we probably will.
Yeah, and then probably, and then you have Troy and Brad. I feel like you'd see more likely to see Brad than Troy. With all due respect to Troyzan.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Does Brad want to play again?
Pick somebody else, people.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
It doesn't seem like it.
No, probably not. What do you think of that, Tova?
It sounds good. I'd love to see, especially Michaela and Aubrey play again.
Yeah, I think that it will probably. Well, I mean, I don't know how much Survivor wants to do returning player seasons, and then Sarah, of course, the winner. I think Sarah should play in an all-winner season, but I think under any other circumstances, she should not come back.
I agree.
Okay. All right, Tova. Let me run because we're almost 2.5 hours into this thing, and I got like 9 people on hold. So let me try to.
Thanks for taking my call.
You got it. Okay. All right. Take care. All the best, Tova. Bye. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Who else we got?
Brett.
Okay. Here is Brett.
Hey, Rob. It's Brett from Chicago. How are you?
Doing good, Brett. How you doing?
Good. Little annoyed that your Mets decided to stink in as Drupal Cabrera is committing errors, but it's in the 9th inning, so
well,
I'll let you know
I
if something good
I
happens.
didn't know
Bottom
about
of the
that.
ninth.
Yeah. Well, okay. All right. Now I'm just okay. What a week. All right.
First, you were talking. You went to a party at Ars's place with Dominic and Nicole. You guys?
Yeah, she did. She I guess she thought it was like a kids party. So I guess it was okay. Tyson was going to be there. So
Okay, because I know you have issues with those.
Sure.
Or she has issues with those.
Oh, she has
Okay.
issues. She has issues. That goes. You could say that again, Brett.
Okay. Quick. So I just need your quick hot takes on these. I know they might not be interesting, but they're pretty big in the news.
Okay.
The Bryce Harper fight on Monday. My personal hot take is I think you could have thrown down better than Bryce Harper in that fight.
I saw it. I didn't watch it super close. I heard more about it on the radio today, but I didn't really watch the highlight too closely. Can I get Brett? What's your Twitter handle? I'll watch it again after, and then I'll tweet to you.
It's BMF1314.
BMF1314.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a pretty quick fight, but it's hilarious. It's top or bottom 5 baseball fights just out of the absurdity of all of it.
Right. Yeah, I don't know how to fight, but I am increasingly like losing my mind and getting bolder. So we'll see how that would have gone.
Okay, second quick one, and then I'll get.
I'm getting
something
like
more on topic.
Heisenberg strength. Yeah.
Has there been anyone really in like the last 100 years with a bigger fall from grace than him, and how sad of a story that's all been? I know. I guess he has time to recover, and hopefully
I'm sorry.
he does.
So who are we talking about? Tiger Woods?
Everyone said it, but it'll be a great 30 for 30 one day.
Yeah. Are we talking athlete only?
I mean, his whole life story, from his upbringing, his dad, to him being like one of the best golfers ever, to just a complete fall.
What about OJ?
I mean, OJ's bigger because of what he did was crazier, and he had a great 30 for 30. He's had great shows. This is on par, but obviously,
Is that a golf joke?
I mean, in the end, hasn't come for either of them. I mean, there's OJ isn't he getting let out of jail soon?
I guess so. But I mean, is the story written for Tiger Woods? I feel like, the Tiger Woods thing, I feel like that you make it sound like that he was like a year ago, like at the top of his game. I mean, I feel like that when did he his wife come after him with the golf clubs, and he had all these affairs with the women. I kind of feel like that, like he's sort of like 2009 is what I'm hearing. And I don't know. I mean, it's certainly bad, but the worst fall from grace in 100 years. I just don't know if he was at the top of his game right now. How old is he? Would he be in his 40s, right?
He's 42.
He's 42. I mean, would he still be winning tournaments? He's in the conversation. Could be a good bracket for Akiva and Chester to do.
I think it's really because like he got me into golf. I played high school golf, and I'm still a big golfer, and he's really like what brought me into it as a 30-year-old. And just to see him like fall apart, and even after the the whole wife thing and whatever happened in that Thanksgiving period, like people thought he'd come back. He did come back, won some like lower tournaments, but he was never the same. And now it's just like, it's gotten worse and it keeps on getting worse. But
yeah,
I guess I have more of a personal connection to it. Maybe is why it's more meaningful.
Yeah, I get it. I'm trying to think of who else. I'm sure we could come up.
I mean,
with
Michael Skupin has had
Mike
a
Skupin,
fall from
sure.
grace.
High highs to very low lows. What about Jared from Subway? Speaking of Mike Skupin.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
I think I'm really
he
famous
might
for
not be
doing
as
what?
well known, but
Walking to get a sandwich. Yeah.
Oof.
Pretty
And
bad.
people still know about him and talk about him too. So it's kind of
Okay.
crazy. But to better things. So it's Tuesday, and I want to know how many episodes of House of Cards have you watched already?
I haven't watched any yet, but I will be back with I haven't really talked about this because again, coming back into this year, back in December, we were at a weird point with post-show recaps in terms of like, well, I don't know how many shows we're gonna do. It has to make sense. But Podcast One has done a good job of like being able to sell some of these shows. So we will do podcast. House of Cards starting tomorrow. I'm supposed to talk to Zach Brooks. So hopefully by Wednesday night, I will get into episode number 1. To be honest, I'm not, and I'll talk about this on the podcast. And I'm not going to get into the real world of politics too much, but I kind of feel like that in a world where real politics has been so crazy, I have much less of an appetite for fake Kevin Spacey politics. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not super like the show seemed more like ha, look at this sort of guilty pleasure that I'm enjoying here in 2013. And now it's like, to switch from, hours of cable news to watch, a show about, fake politics, fake president does not seem like exactly my, thing that I'm going to watch to unwind.
Oh, 100% agreed. And the buzz around the season doesn't feel, I know they didn't, I think I read something that they didn't want to market it as much. I'm not sure the decision making behind that, but I agree with your take on the craziness of real world politics transferring over. And it's like, how much CNN/CNN can you watch for a day?
Right.
Begins to be too much.
Yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully they have some, the problem is that, they're like filming this like so far in it. Like, I don't know even when they went into, production on this and how much, like, did they want to like, veer away from real life? I mean, in the end of season 4, they didn't even have the 2016 election yet. So it's like, oh my God. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. House of Cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
And last point, staying with TV shows. So I just started Leftovers on Monday. Well, I know on Sunday maybe. And I just got through the guest episode. No spoilers, but I just realized, or I guess I realized it after episode 1, but this show is going to have no happiness, and it's going to be 10 times as sad as Game of Thrones. And I don't know how I'm going to make it through the next 20 some odd episodes.
It's also a lot. It is heavy. There are, but it's extremely well done. So know that going in. We are 1 episode away from the finale. We don't know necessarily what the ending is going to be, but the tone is certainly a dark one. But I do think that it is one of the most exceptionally made shows I've ever watched. So if you're looking for a pick-me-up, I don't think this is it. If you're looking for, a work of art that you will like, watch 28 episodes of, I think that, this is the right thing.
Agreed. And I'll stick to it.
Yeah.
But it'll give me nightmares at night or something. But
I don't think you'll
that's
have
all
nightmares. I don't think it's not a horror show.
Well, I posted in the off topic, or there was a thread on it, and someone said they watched like the whole series in like 2 nights.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do you stop thinking about it?
Heavy. It's heavy. there's a lot going on there, and it's hard to, I think it's a show that's a tough show to binge because there's a lot to process just about every episode.
Yeah. Oh, well, have a good night. And hopefully your match can pull us out with
All right.
the bottom line. Run around first. Good luck.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Brett. All right. Take care. Bye. Okay. All right. Let's keep continuing on with the lightning round.
Lancelot.
Okay. Here's Lancelot. I want
Hey, Rob, how's the bladder?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We're doing all right. It's a lot, Lancelot. So how you doing, buddy?
Oh, pretty good. I was just thinking that if you had to go to the bathroom, I'd just sit here and podcast by myself. If somebody comes to the door, I'll yell at them to go away, and then you get your break and you can come back. But
hey, yeah. Yeah, no, I think I think
I'm in the middle of a podcast.
Yeah, I think I've got another half hour in me easy. So we'll see. And then I got some Yonana with my name on it. Although everybody, you know what? Nobody else in my house is getting any Yonana, okay? And nobody. Dominic the other day, we were driving along, and he said, "Hey, Dad, how's the Yonana going?" I said, "Oh, that's very nice." And then I heard from Nicole. He said to her, she threw him right under the bus. She's like, "Dominic said to me, I don't think that the Yonana is very good. I don't like it, Mom." And so I asked him. I said, "Do you like it?" He said, "I like it a little bit." He just wants the toppings, Lancelot. So that's it. Nobody else.
They're going to be ungrateful. Then
I'm not wasting any bananas on anybody here at my house.
Yeah, don't blame you.
Yes, they all have terrible banana etiquette. Okay. All right, Lancelot, what's going on? You want to talk about RHAP Con 2? The Wrath of Khan?
Well, we can. I can answer any questions that you think would be good, but I did just want to ask you.
Yes.
And I do apologize if somebody's asked this because I'm only a patron since February. But you have mentioned in probably the last two patron casts that, the end of Seinfeld is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And if I could, I would like to make a suggestion for what you could do for your next giant rewatch of an old funny series.
Yes, what was that?
Well, the first thing I was thinking is maybe put it to a vote. What if you podcasted the first episode of 4 shows and had your fans vote? Don't keep it just to patrons, open it to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, I definitely want to see The Office as one of the choices. My all-time favorite. And I would love to hear what you have to say about it.
I am not, as much as I love podcasting with Akiva, I'm very proud of the work we've done on the Seinfeld podcast. I'm not itching to go on another, ongoing mission. I feel like that, even when in the original Star Trek, they went on a 5-year mission and they came back. And I don't think any of them really wanted to go back out on another 5-year mission for a while. I think that they sort of I'm just sort of eager to see what my schedule looks like to sort of get that block of time back, with all due respect to, I know people love it. I love podcasting with Akiva, but those shows are probably almost 2 hours long, on occasion. I gotta watch the episode. It does take a lot out of me to podcast. It's hard to go right into anything. So that's sort of like a prime time block to get work done. And I am really interested in the idea of seeing there's so many things that I'm behind on that I might be able to, figure out a really productive way to use that time rather than starting another podcast.
Sure, that's understandable. I mean, you're doing so much else, and I love all the other content you have. And, as much as I would love to hear what you have to say about The Office, I would also trust your opinion if you were to get 2 other people besides yourself to do that. You could get Akiva and, somebody else.
Yeah.
And maybe they could do it. And you could be a guest every once in a while.
That's fun. I don't want to green light anything at this point, but I think that's definitely on the table. And the other thing with the Seinfeld podcast is that it's very possible that the final season of Curb sort of coincides with the end of the Seinfeld podcast. So that might be sort of like a natural thing, not to necessarily do a full rewatch of Curb, but to do a weekly podcast of the final season of Curb Your Enthusiasm with Akiva, if there's like some sort of like kismet that around September, if Curb Your Enthusiasm was going to premiere. But I don't think there's been a start date announced yet for that.
Okay.
All right. Well,
yeah, that's all I had. I wanted to keep it quick, but if you wanted me to say anything about Salt Lake or answer any questions about RHAPCon, I'm happy to do.
Yeah, I mean, just in terms of like what I'm thinking, and I know that you and I we need to have a call, but I guess we could just have it right now, right? I mean, what I'm thinking is sort of like Saturday afternoon, or Saturday morning. We let people come in. We do like a News AF live at like a 10 a.m. Go for like 90 minutes, like have like fan questions.
That's what I'm most excited for. Make it 2 hours if you want.
2 hours, sure. Do like a lunch break. I'm not sure what the best way to do it, whether we sort of like get food there or like have some place where figure out like in Chicago at the first RHAPCon, there was like a cafeteria that we were able to that served lunch and whatever. But so have a lunch, and then at 1 o'clock, start the survivor panel, see what Utah survivors are going to be in the mix, whether Jonas, Nalia, fan favorites here, Dawn Thomas, Dawn Meehan, who else is going to come, Tyson, Rachel, whoever
Tyson,
else.
of course, Rachel.
Yeah. Whoever else.
Marvity and John, I hear, are moving out to Provo, Utah, which is not far from Salt Lake this summer.
Yeah.
I heard that from Rachel. So who knows?
We'll see who we can get there and who else is gonna make the commute out there, and then do that, and then have a break, and then we do something Saturday night, do something Friday night, and then I'm back to podcast Game of Thrones on Sunday night.
Boom. Just like that.
Yeah. So it'll be fun. I mean, I think that we try to keep the tickets not expensive, and I think it's let's see who we get out there.
Yeah, I think that say the numbers are a little small and it's like 100 to 150, that's fine. And if a big crowd shows up, that's great too. I think it'll be fine no matter what.
Yeah. Okay. This does like it'll be a fun thing to do. I think we got to figure out like what lodging looks like. I know it worked out well last year where we had like the college where a lot of people stayed in the dorms. So I don't know necessarily who's on our committee to figure these things out, but Lancelot, how do people get a hold of you if they want to be a part of the planning?
Feel free to send me on Facebook Messenger. You can add me as a friend, whatever you want. I'm really easy to find on Facebook because the name is Lancelot Draper. Nobody's named Lancelot, so it should not be hard to find me. But I mean, I'm in the patron group, I'm in the off-topic group, I'm in the What's Happening group. I think you should be able to find me.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm thinking about bringing Nicole and the kids. I think that's what that's part of the appeal for me. I feel like it's like a short flight. I feel like I wanted to do something with the boys. Like we might go there. We might go a few days early and then go someplace. Stay someplace with a pool. We can go swimming. Feel like it's something to do. Nicole's like, well, what am I going to do with the kids?
Maybe I can get you guys out on the lake with my boat.
Oh, okay. We'll see. We'll see. I gotta ask Nicole what she wants to do. What am I supposed to do when you're doing podcast stuff? I don't know. What can you occupy yourself for a couple of hours? Like, well, what am I supposed to do?
She'll find something.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. So we'll see. All right, Lancelot, you take care, buddy.
You too. Bye.
All right, take care. Bye. All right. Let's keep going. All right. Let's see who's this on the hangout. Scott. How are you doing, Scott?
Good. How are you?
Scott St. Pierre. Scott, how you doing? How you been? Giving me notes as we go along.
Doing well. I had a great tax season. You helped me make it through that time with a lot of good distractions.
Happy to help, Scott.
Yes. So, quick question, some quick hits. what is the life cycle of a podcast? We've seen, of course, Russell and The Bachelor, Ben Higgins, has started a podcast recently, and he's got another Bachelorette contestant. You've been around a long time. What's the typical life cycle on these? How long are they going to last?
Well, I don't want to cast any dispersions on what Russell is doing because that there's a difference between like the average podcast and the average reality star who makes a podcast. Because just to take you through like the life cycle of like a normal person that starts a podcast, that you start a podcast, you're very excited. It's like, yes, finally. It looks so easy. Finally, I'll get and it's going to be a hit and everybody's going to love it. And you go out there and boom. And I think what a lot of people don't realize is that there is a lot of work. This part where you're sort of blabbering into the microphone, this part is fun. Most of the other parts are not fun. A lot of hard work. Scott St. Pierre could tell you the editing is no joke. It's not easy. There is a lot of legwork. You have to sort of love, you have to love at least this part enough that you're willing to put up with the other parts, or at least tolerate the other parts enough that you get back to the part that's the fun part of, letting loose on a microphone and giving hot takes. So, I guess I'm lucky that I've never seemed to mind the other parts that are sort of like the planning, the scheduling, the exporting, the researching, all the different things that go into that. But for the normal person, it can be grueling, and also you have to deal with, if you're not doing the podcast by yourself, you have to deal with sort of like the difficulties of sort of like getting a hold of like having a co-host and managing schedules and making the time to do it. There's a lot of times when, your free time, which you used to have a lot of, that you said, hey, I should start a podcast. Well, now you sort of miss doing the things that you used to do in the free time to continue to do the podcast. And they say that the gate is 8 episodes. If you make it past 8 episodes, that tends to be a podcast which will continue. If you don't get past 8, that's like one. If you get to 8, you have a good chance to continue on. And I've read a lot of stuff from Seth Godin, and he kind of refers to the stuff as the dip. If you can make it past the part where it's not fun, then you have a good chance to come out the other side. But it's this long part that's not fun, where there's a lot of hard work and nobody's listening. That's the really important thing to get through. Now, for the reality star, for the Russell Hantzes of the world and others, Ben Higgins, you mentioned, there is sort of like there's the part that's fun, and then there's the hard part. But then on the other side of that is, if you already have a Twitter audience, people that are sort of like, we're waiting, for you to say something, then there is a lot of like positive ego affirmation of good. Give us more. So then there's a desire to sort of feed that, because you sort of have like the sustaining power of ego so Russell Hantz has what, like, I don't know how many Twitter followers he has. I think some say less than I have, Scott. But he has a substantial Twitter following.
I had to request to follow Russell. It wasn't automatic.
Yeah. And he, I'm sure his Twitter following is saying like, hey, give us more. I mean, he put out like 4 podcasts in a week, which I think was a mistake in terms of what he did, because I think that he did have some interesting episodes, but he sort of like had this deluge of podcasts. But the 4th one that he posted was really, I was far and away the worst one that he did, because while there were other ones that were, he had other episodes that were definitely like incoherent. They were interesting. The 4th one that he had, he was sort of like, he was not talking about personal experience. He was not drunk. And he didn't have a guest. He was just talking to like a guy that he referred to as a fan. He was just talking to a fan. And like Russell interviewing a fan about what's going on with Sarah, I thought was kind of boring, and I didn't make it through the 4th episode. But I think it's interesting to see how far he's gonna run with it. But I don't suspect that Russell Hantz has quit many things easily or quickly.
One of the things that he talked about that I thought was interesting was this delay in filming, right? He thought he won Samoa, and then he went out on Heroes versus Villains.
Yes.
What do you think about the current schedule where the people who were on Survivor 35 that we're going to see this fall saw none of Survivor 34? I mean, is that optimal, or do we lose something there with that delay?
You do lose something. You lose a little bit in terms of, people being able to execute on things that they had just seen in the previous season. I mean, that's definitely a thing. We talk a lot in the evolution of strategy about like, what did people learn from previous players in previous seasons? I mean, you do have the opportunity to have production like get one over on people in like consecutive seasons. So that is, like legacy advantage and have people, be able to do that. So that is certainly, it's not ideal. It's better when everybody can see everything. So it's like somebody who tries to play a Sarah Lucina game, hypothetically, if she had not been on this season or that they had not seen what she did in this season. Like the people for Survivor 35 left in the midst of this season. So if like there was a move that came out of this season, then the players in Survivor 35 are not going to necessarily know about it if it happened after the merge.
Okay, yeah, got it. And so the ratings are out for the year. Survivor is number 16 in the key demo, and then number 24 overall. Do you hear anything when you're at CBS for the finale, or are these numbers? Are they happy about them? I mean, all shows are kind of declining, but they're still in the top 20.
Yeah, from what I understand, I think that Survivor was happy with as they're winning their time slot. They're they were a lot of times they were the highest show of the night. So I think that overall they were pretty happy with these numbers. And Scott, just bear with me for 1 second because my connection to the conference call got dropped. So I'm just re-entering the conference call. Sorry about that.
No worries. You looked great with that CBS
Welcome
mic.
to free conference calling. If you are the host, please enter your 4-digit
Hold
host
on.
code.
Let me enter
If you are not
my
the
host code.
we will now connect you to your call. There are 4 attendees in this conference.
Sorry, Scott.
The host has joined the conference.
The host is back. Okay.
You're back. You looked great with that CBS mic. I mean, it was is this Julie Chen? No, it's not Julie. It's like the new reality star for CBS.
Well, I appreciate that, Scott. I feel like that, I look back at my work and I feel like that, I am used to doing, first of all, I'm used to doing an audio show. And then I'm used to, like, if I'm doing a show on video, I'm sitting in a chair. And I feel I still have a lot of work to do in terms of like, I felt like I was like moving around too much in the last one. I sort of like, I tried to keep my body steady, but I feel like I'm still, I'm moving like, I'm unsure about which way to be looking to the, so I could sort of like critique myself, but I do feel like that there is growth, there is improvement there. And we'll see, if we do anything else like that in the future.
Okay, great. And I'd love to have you have Paulie on the show for a BB.
Paulie Confiore?
Yes, but only if you're like making fun of him subtly the whole time, and he won't be.
Well, he didn't even like me making fun of him subtly when we were on the in the backyard. Like he was getting pissed off about that. So I can't imagine he's going to sit there on a Google Hangout and let me make fun of him.
I doubt it. Great job. Really enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Scott. Okay. All right. Let me get back to these couple of calls.
Mark.
Okay. Mark, how you doing?
What's up, Rob?
Oh, I got scared for a second. I didn't hear you.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, so doing good. Okay. Mark, what's going on?
I was just gonna see if I can talk to you a little bit about season 35 and what the next season looks like.
Okay, go for it.
So the last few kind of weird title seasons that we've had, Brains, Brawn, Beauty, and the Worlds Apart thing, there's kind of been some stigmas about those tribe names and stuff, positive and negative coming in. I was just going to see if you thought that there's anything like that with the these new tribes.
Yeah, I mean, I touched on this the other day with Josh in terms of like, yeah, I mean, I think the names are stupid. You mean stigmas in terms of like, are people going to say, oh, let's vote out the hustlers because they're evil. They're going to screw us over. So the hustlers have to go. You mean like that?
Yeah, things like that. Like people would be like, oh, these brains tribe, like, oh, they all think they're so smart, and things that could hinder your game.
I do think that there probably will be a little bit of like, the hustler tribe is like, oh, I gotta go, like, I gotta find an idol because I'm a hustler. I gotta work out, I gotta be making big moves because I'm one of the hustlers. Whereas there might be a little bit more of like, hey, I'm a hero. I can't be screwing people over because I have to play like a hero this season. In terms of that people could potentially fall into those traps. Certainly it's a possibility.
Yeah, for sure. Also, I just wanted to see if you wanted to real quick go through some of these players that we're seeing on Inside Survivor and just do a quick, maybe not the full cast, but just like a little mini draft.
No, I'd rather not if it's okay, Mark. I just feel like that, I try not to cannibalize the stuff. I wasn't out there, and I'll leave that to the people like for instance, like Josh, had to jump through like a lot of hoops to write up even what he's been able to write up in terms of Survivor season 35. So sort of like out of respect to CBS, I tend to not comment on things until they come from official channels.
Yeah, for sure. I got you.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for taking the call. I've been a fan for a long time, been a patron for 4 or 5 months now, and just really big fan, man.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much for the call. And how's everything in New York? All right, not from, I thought you had 217. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm actually from Illinois, in Missouri right now, but going good, man.
Sorry about that. I apologize. I got so excited. I got excited when I see New York area codes, but no, sorry. I'm just a dyslexic.
No, man. Cubs fan, not a Mets fan. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, you're better off. Okay. Mark, you take care, buddy. Okay.
All right. See you, man.
All right. Bye. All right. Let's see.
Puya Zandvikili.
Puya. Here he is.
How's it going, Rob?
Yeah, it's going okay, Puya. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Just got back from work. My roommate's not home, and my friend has my key, so I'm just standing outside.
Yeah. Okay. Just standing outside. I was telling Nicole the other day I need to bury a key somewhere because I know eventually one day she's gonna lock me out of the house. I know it's coming.
Yeah. Good idea, man.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Okay. Puya, what's going on? How's the bagel game?
Oh, yikes. I don't even want to get into it. I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
In the event that I have kids, I'm sitting them down. I'm going to tell them, listen, we are a Texas toast family. Get that bagel nonsense out of here.
Puya, I got to tell you something. I went the other day. Aubrey came through on Saturday. I went to the bagel store, got a dozen bagels at my house. Dominic, I think, ate 5 bagels on Saturday.
Woo!
Yeah.
Wow. That is impressive.
Putting them down like nothing.
Oh, are they sesame?
No, whole wheat.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Not too shabby.
Not too shabby. He doesn't like it. No seeds, no raisins, no anything, but whole wheat's fine.
Okay. Yeah, no, sometimes it can get overwhelming. I feel them.
Also, Aubrey, just coffee, no bagel.
Oh, what?
Could not tempt her with a bagel. That's a West Coast bagel.
I thought she loved food.
Yeah, not a West Coast bagel. Could not tempt her. Just coffee, black.
No. Okay. Simple for Aubrey.
Yeah. All right. Puya, what's going on?
All right, so I've got one question. I know people in the chat, I know comedian Dendala have been, referencing me asking a bunch of questions. I got one question.
Yes.
Genius Season 2, what say you?
So I am in the process of finishing up another audiobook right now, which is going to drop very soon, Puya. It's coming.
Nice, exciting stuff.
Yeah. So I've got that. I'm going to be dropping that hopefully, if not the end of next week, then the week after. So then I just got to see what, Fishback wants to do. And then, I'll talk to him and see when we can get it going. But hopefully, at least start it in June. That's the plan.
Okay.
What is that good? Is that fast? Is that fast enough, Puya?
Oh yeah. I mean, I know you've had a lot on your plate in the last month alone.
Yeah,
and
not
you're
just
gonna have a
5
lot on your plate
bagels.
for the months to come.
Mhm.
We're excited, man. Always
Yeah.
excited. Oh, yeah. Let's not talk about bagels.
Sorry, Puya. Yeah.
All right. I guess that's all the Terry I needed.
You can
Rob.
ask another question. Don't let Johnny D get in your head.
I don't know, man. It's kind of terrible. The roasting is pretty brutal.
I know that. I mean, you guys are really like just like it's like that. What did Chappelle used to do? The haters ball. I mean, you guys are supposed to be friends. You're all killing each other.
Yeah, you cannot for a second let your guard down around these folks.
No.
Doesn't matter. Friendship don't matter.
No, it's like
Yeah.
Suicide Squad. Yeah.
Yeah. One worse than the other.
Yeah. All right. Well, Puya, I think I hope you're gonna like all the audiobooks this summer.
Oh, I'm gonna consume all of it.
Okay.
Best believe that's gonna happen.
Okay.
Excited.
Okay. All right, Puya. You take care, buddy. Good luck with getting back in the house. You need to is there any you want to tell people where you are so somebody could come over and help you break a window or something?
I mean, if anyone's in Fergatawa, come find me. I'm gonna need some hands. Maybe I'll climb the building.
Yeah,
You know,
maybe it's
we'll see.
give Puya a boost so he can reach a second-story window or something.
That'd be much appreciated.
Okay. All right. Take care, Puya.
All right. Take care, Rob. Have a good night, man.
Bye, buddy.
Adios.
All right. Let's see. Let's try this one. Okay. This is Dan. Dan, are you there?
You know what? Yes, I'm here. Hi.
Dan, how's it going?
Good.
Yes. Dan, what's
what's
cooking?
Survivor's thought / question.
Okay.
I was thinking about all of the advantages we've seen, especially over the past 2 seasons, and whether you think that's going to be, are they going to be able to continue just introducing advantages randomly, or at some point are they going to have to sit down and say we need a new way to do this so we don't end up with any more like what we saw at Final 6 where everyone just has an advantage that they're pulling out that other players don't even know about?
Yeah, I think that they're going to try to walk it back a little bit. I mean, I think that for the most part, yeah, like they still want there to be big moves. They want there to be excitement. But I do think that we'll see potentially, some I don't know from anything, but if the fact that we went back to 18 players as opposed to 20 players from the last 2 seasons, I feel like they sort of want to slow it down a little bit in terms of what's coming up. And I only say that based on like just like sort of just reading the tea leaves between you didn't hear Jeff like be super hyperbolic about how great this season was. I don't necessarily know if the show loved this season either. So I do feel like that they're going to take a look at trying to make it not as idle and advantage heavy this season.
Yeah, I would hope that's the case. But I'm just wondering in general if they'll think maybe we should introduce advantages at the start of the season and actually explain to people. I mean, I know they like some of the mystery of other players finding out from the people who already have it. But I'm wondering if we get to a point where they sort of say, like, here are the advantages in play this season, and we'll introduce the legacy advantage at this point, and just, I don't know if that would be helpful or kind of damaging for the show's like strategic side.
Yeah, I think that maybe the issue with the legacy advantage is also that, it can't be played until a certain point. I think that's almost like the opposite direction of the way that you want to go, where it sort of like encourages people to be hoarding stuff over the course of the whole season, where I think we want a lot of like, I don't think that idols or advantages are the problem. I think it's like, but we want there to be like turnover of that stuff. So find an idol, play an idol, find an advantage, play an advantage. I think we sort of want that to be happening in succession. I think the problem with this season turned out to be that there was a lot of stuff and it wasn't really getting played. It was sort of getting hoarded, and there was a lot of stuff to keep track of, and then it all sort of ended up coming out in one spot.
Right. Yeah. But I'm just thinking with the vote steal, the non-transferable aspect, if that was something that would actually clearly explain to people, you kind of avoid these situations where.
Yeah. Well, I
think the worst thing that can happen with advantages.
Right. It definitely wasn't explained to people because people didn't know it was even in the game. It was sort of like a secret advantage that just Sarah had. Sarah seemed to know about it, but other than that, and really depends on whose account you believe of that. According to Troy Zan, I think that he says that Sarah didn't actually know about that. So that'd be a good question for her for down the road. So we'll see.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting because I'm like up until this season, I was a pretty big supporter of the idea of introducing new advantages, and now I'm questioning how leniently I can kind of just keep throwing these in.
Dan, and we've done 3 Survivor think tanks. I actually had an idea for a podcast the other day, and I wanted to call it Survivor Stink Tank. Okay. And this idea was people write in about things Survivor shouldn't do anymore. And then we are taking things, you're going home from Samoa. You're going Homa or stay in Samoa. I don't know what the nomenclature is yet, but it's the stink tank. People write in, hey, that thing, the legacy advantage, it should be done. And we say, what do you think, Steven? Okay. No, you're going Homa. So that was my idea for a podcast, but I felt like it would make too many people mad.
That actually just reminded me, there was a podcast you did a couple of years ago, I think, where you went through like every major twist in Survivor's history and gave it a yay or a nay.
With Kaz.
That was one of my favorite podcasts.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll see. Off season is coming up. We got some fun stuff. Did a good podcast at the end of last week that you guys will hear later on this week, where we will do the top 20 most awkward moments from the Survivor Reunion show. So that's with Lindsay Wilson. It should be a fun show.
Oh yeah, that's fun. I have a irrational love for these reunion shows, and I really enjoy the.
Oh, you'll enjoy this one. We got a lot of clips.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, we got a lot of clips for that. Okay. All right. Dan, thank you so much. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, take care. Bye. All right. I've only got one last person. We are just over 3 hours or so for the patron cast. Okay, here we go. Let's try one last person.
Kirsten.
Okay, here is Kirsten. Kirsten, your good name was being sullied.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So what was said about me? I was busy drinking margaritas.
Yes. So Karen from Big Brother Canada said that you were a bitch.
I mean, where's the lie? But she's forgiven me. She said it's all good. So
that Karen, that Kirsten, she is out there drinking sangria like a slithering snake. Her and
no,
and Edmo, yeah.
But the best was that she's like, what's her name? And she had to move the phone because she doesn't have her glasses on.
You want more from Karen?
No, it's the best thing that's ever happened in my life. I'm obsessed.
Yeah. Was there a lot of response on Twitter from people who were talking about this?
I got 4 followers. Nothing crazy.
Hey.
The Big Brother account followed me though, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Okay.
But no, it was so funny was when I went and showed all of my coworkers, guys, look at this.
Yeah. What's Karen been doing on social media since the end of the season? Have you followed her closely?
Oh, just classic middle-aged woman stuff, but a lot of it.
Yeah.
I'm back in the shoe shop. Thanks for the love. I see everything.
Yeah. Did she
say every mom?
Did she say she was going to start a podcast at one point on Twitter?
Oh, I don't know about that.
I don't know. I couldn't tell if that was her or like a parody account. It was like a different account than the Big Brother Canada account.
I mean, it could have just been me. I have a picture of her as my display now. So,
So there you go. That's Karen. All right, Carson, what's going on with you? Anything new?
I moved to the ghetto.
Oh no!
So that's exciting.
Yeah.
It's less ghetto than where we stayed in Toronto, though. So.
Okay. Can you believe Puya called in, only had one question?
He probably actually had a lot more questions, but John Dunster made him feel so bad about himself.
Johnny D shamed him.
Oh, Puya, if you're still listening, I can help you break in.
Okay, you're gonna help Puya get in his house?
Yeah, he can call me after. I'll give him some advice.
Okay. All right. Well, Kirsten, great job. Congratulations on your newfound fame, being called out by Karen on Twitter.
Yeah, no, and please, one question was actually the question I was going to ask. So I don't have anything else. So if there's anything you want to talk about,
okay. Well, you tell me.
Let it go. Have your Yonanas.
Okay, I'm gonna go have a Yonana, and we'll see. Okay.
What do you mean me tell you?
What's that?
What do you mean me tell you? What do you have to talk about?
I don't know. That look, that my brain is like the consistency of a Yonana at the end of 3 hours of Patrocast.
Okay, well, yeah, my question got taken, so that's all I've got.
What are you, drag racing right now? What is that?
Oh, no, I'm still downtown because I didn't want to go home right away after drinking because I was afraid my boyfriend would be like, "You're drunk again," which is not even like a common thing, but I was like, I'd like to avoid it. So I'm just downtown by the courthouse.
Okay, well, be careful out there, okay?
I'll try.
All right, Kirsten. You take care, okay?
Okay.
All right, bye.
Yeah, take care. Have a good one.
All right, bye. All right, I got one more person on hold. Who's this?
Will Sims.
Oh, come on. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. Come on.
Hello.
Hello. Really?
How's it going?
Who is this?
This is Matt. Sorry.
Matt. Okay. All right. Which Matt? Which Matt is this?
First time caller.
Okay, Matt. All right. What's going on?
So I got Snapchat yesterday. Just give me the top 3 people to follow on Snapchat.
You know, honestly, I will post on Snapchat more than I necessarily will watch Snapchat. What kind of people do you want? You want reality people, or you want like? I'm sure there's probably people that are really doing a good job on Snapchat. But
both of them on Snapchat.
I don't believe so. Okay. But to be honest, I haven't looked. I would say Kat Ederson is a good follow. What are you looking for?
Just like crazy people.
Drew Christie,
Okay.
Kat Ederson, and chat room. Who else you got? I mean, I'm trying to think of somebody like that. You sort of want somebody that you're not gonna see something that you see every day. And those are the people. Let me see who else I have that's on my list. I mean, most people are pretty tame, I guess. That somebody says, fan favorites here, Don Thomas. Caitlin from Bachelor is kind of hilarious. A lot. John says Eliza. So that's what I got news for you. Nobody's that exciting.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
What are you gonna do? Because maybe people are like, I think maybe people are like DMing the good stuff on Snapchat, but I've yet to see anything that's that great. Sorry.
All right.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Matt? I feel like I let you down.
You did not let me down, but my roommate actually woke up during this call, so this is kind of awkward. for me.
Yes. Okay. Just act like that we're old friends and like I called you.
Okay. Thanks for the question and answer.
Okay.
I'll see you next month.
I'll see you at our old college reunion. Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Bye. All right. Who else is on the line now? Who's this?
Garrett from PA.
Okay, hold on. Garrett from PA?
Yo, Rob, it's Garrett from PA. What's up?
Garrett, you have any hot takes?
Rob, I don't have hot takes. I'm not a hot take kind of guy. Just a medium take guy.
Medium take. Okay, what do you got?
Medium take, this was a pretty decent season of Survivor. It wasn't like the greatest thing I've ever watched, but some people are like, oh, it's so terrible.
Yeah, people, the hate is going too far. The worst thing a Survivor season could be is boring. That's the worst thing it could be.
Right.
This season at no point was boring. It was like,
Exactly.
I'm not in love. But it's like, everybody is like, I was watching, the first season of, what's it called? Master of None. It's like, I like this girl, but I don't know if I love her. That's what everybody was with this season. Like, I don't know if it was the best season of Survivor ever. So,
yeah, no, I have a friend who I've shown 2 seasons of Survivor to. I've showed her Micronesia, and then I showed her Heroes versus Villains. And then this was the first season that she watched, like the normal fan. And she's like, this is awesome. Like, she's like, this is amazing. I think the reason she loved it so much is because, like, she didn't understand that, like, some of, like, the bigger characters went out early on. Like, she just took the game for what it was.
Okay. Yeah.
And, like, if you forget that, like, Tony Velachos is, like, the most entertaining man on television since Jerry Seinfeld, then, like, it's actually pretty good. Like, it's actually, like, not that bad.
Yeah, I hear you. My uncle, I mentioned him on one of the know-it-alls, that he has had some health issues where he's been like, watching a lot of TV from bed and watching, and so he's watching the Survivor season. He's like, he can't get enough of this. He's so excited the whole way through because of, that I don't think he necessarily had like the background of like, Sarah and Troyzan and Brad and stuff like that. Like that, these were the people that we were like, who are they? Why are they back?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it could have been worse. It could have been way worse. I mean, it could have been a season where there was like a straight Pagani and no one made a move. Like, instead we got like a top 10 winner who could probably go win again.
I don't know if she can win again, but
great player.
Yeah. This was fine.
If she was buried in an all-winner season.
Yeah.
An all-winner season.
That's the only way. She could do it.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, she's not going out there on a game changer cast and winning again. That's not happening. But I mean, we found a damn good like top 10 caliber Survivor player. Like, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Like, that's like sports. Like watching like someone have an amazing season. Like, was it like the greatest World Series ever? No, but like some pitcher went 3-0 with like a 1.2 ERA. That was really cool.
So, Sarah Lucina, MVP?
I mean, no, not MVP because she's like a little boring. Like, she is. She's boring. But, like,
game changers.
Like, I don't know. She's just good at Survivor. Very good at Survivor.
Yeah.
Like, being good at Survivor doesn't have to be flashy. Like, Kim Spradlin isn't exciting.
No.
But, like, she's really good at Survivor. Russell Hance is exciting. He's not particularly great at Survivor.
I am the greatest at Survivor and podcasting.
I used to love you, Russell, so much, but not anymore. But I don't know. I mean, it was good. I'm gonna miss Survivor for the off season. But last year was my first year with Big Brother because of the podcast. So thanks for getting me into Big Brother.
It'll be
I don't
fun.
know if that's like an ironic thing, like
no, it's not
like
ironic.
a backhanded compliment or not, but
Look, Big
No, 'cause
Brother.
sometimes I hate Big Brother.
We're gonna look that Big Brother. Is not always the greatest, but whatever happens, we're gonna have a lot of laughs. We're gonna have a lot of fun, and it's gonna be good. And if you're one of these people that it's like, I'll stomach Big Brother to get back to Survivor, that we will get through this.
An
Okay?
embarrassing fact about me is I shipped James and Natalie.
You ship them. No, that's not.
Yeah.
Don't stop it. Take it back.
I shipped. Like I rooted for James and Natalie together, and now I feel like such an idiot.
Iceberg right ahead. Yeah. Not good.
Yeah, like I feel like Eric Reichenbach.
You gave the necklace away.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Wow, I'm such an idiot. Like, oh no. But yeah, hey, the Jets. We haven't talked since the Jets draft. It went like not that bad.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if your boy can do anything this year.
My boy was at the beach this weekend. Saw him at the beach with his girlfriend. Throwing the pigskin around. His girlfriend's got a good arm, so if things like we can always just go to the girlfriend.
Okay. All right, Gary. Let me get to one more call. Okay.
All right. Hey, Rob, take it easy, man. Go Mets. We suck.
too.
It's terrible.
They
It's a
lost?
disaster. It's a dumpster fire.
They lost?
Hey, one quick question.
Yeah.
What was worse? What's worse, the Mets handling of Noah Syndergaard or Spy Bunker?
The Spy Bunker. Yeah, both are sort of similar and sort of like everybody's like, no, don't do this. This is a bad idea. Like, I got it. Hold my beer. I'm making a Spy Bunker. I'm pitching. Yeah. I'm pitching today. That's fine.
Jesus.
Let's go. Yeah.
Jesus.
Both
All
things.
righty, Rob. I'll talk to you later, buddy.
All right. Take care. Bye, Garrett.
Keep doing the good things.
All right. Take care, buddy. Bye. All right. I keep saying this is the last call and people keep calling in.
Matthew from Indianapolis.
Okay. Matthew from Indianapolis gets in under the wire. Matthew.
Hey, Rob.
How you doing,
Hey,
buddy?
Rob. Oh, not too bad. Just a first-time caller. I just became a patron earlier this month, so I just wanted to call in and redeem Matthews after that kind of awkward conversation you just had.
You got it.
All right. Well, my only thought was just I've been listening through Evolution and Strategy, and I just think now that Game Changers is over, and it was kind of like Survivor Big Move versus like where are we going to see Marty? Like when are they going to bring him back?
Yeah, I think that the ship has sailed for Marty. I think that, luckily, we learned that past Marty got to play 2 times as Spencer before he came back and played as Marty. But I kind of feel like that the ship sailed for Marty Piombo. I don't see a situation where they bring him back. I feel like that he was sort of like in the mix, but I just feel like that they have other ways to go. Like he's sort of like a weird archetype where he's sort of like a boring penner.
Yeah.
I mean, I just feel like we'll just bring back Penner if we need him.
Yeah, I'm going to say most people could only strive to be boring penner. That's a good thing to want to be trying to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. That's it for me. I just wanted to call in and say thanks and
that's probably unfair to call him boring penner. I'll take it back. I used to love Marty. I used to have him on the podcast a lot, but then he got into a lot of fights with with people in Survivor Nicaragua. I mean, that was good. So that's not fair to call him boring penner. But I mean, he's sort of like but he's maybe the that Penner is such a scene stealer. Only by comparison to Penner, he's boring Penner.
Right.
Comparison to a normal person, he's very, very interesting.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and he has traveled through time, so
and he has great hair. Good. That's right. All right. Well, Matthew, thank you so much. Okay.
Thanks, Rob.
All right. There you go. All right. Okay. What do you think? What do you think, Scott?
That was it?
That was it. That was,
Oh,
a, long,
wow.
that was a long patron cast.
It was.
All right, so I am going to here's the rest of the week. We got some News AF coming up on Wednesday. We've also got on Thursday, I will get into everything with the top 20 most awkward or funny reunion show moments with Lindsay Wilson. And then we are going to then on Friday, I think what I'm going to do, or I think on Thursday evening, I'm going to do another Survivor well, I may end up doing some sort of like, open it up to maybe more voicemails or sort of just like check in with you guys heading into the off season. If you have calls that you want to get in, you can send us some more voicemail. robiswebsite.com/voicemail. We may even do it. I may have Alex Kidwell come over here and maybe take some phone calls from the general population, see what's going on there. Maybe just see the state of Survivor going into the off season for Friday. Busy week. We have some more off-season podcasts coming up as well. Zeke is going to be coming through next, so that's going to be the next one that we end up getting to. So if you haven't listened to that Aubrey interview, I thought we did a really great job going through everything from her 2 seasons. So be on the lookout for that. And Scott, did I forget anything?
No, I think that's everything.
That's pretty much everything. A lot of stuff. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for allowing me to vent a little bit tonight. We'll see how quickly that comes back to bite me in the butt. And thank you guys again for all your support. Always appreciate it. And take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.